Dallas. Brad Nortman here with you. We make up the Kyle Brust and Nortman portion of the show with Alex Strofe running the show. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. And see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Kyle, new show today and yesterday.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You going to have the same energy for us? Are you going to bring it for us?
Come on now, man. When this little light at the bottom of our mic turns on, y'all know I turn up. That's what I do. All
right, we'll be the judges of that. Super Bowl 50 runner-up, Brad Nortman. In your feels?
In my feels?
Why? I don't know. Watching all these other teams getting close to winning the ultimate goal that you never did.
Yeah. When I see the other teams lose, I re-experience all the heartbreak. What do you guys think about this? So Josh in Heartland, friend of the show, he was at the 3rd Street Market Hall. I said hey to him as I walked in, and he introduced me to his friends there. You know how he introduced me? He said, "Hey, this is Brad Nortman. He lost in the state championship. He lost in 2 Rose Bowls, and he lost in the Super Bowl."
Dang, he forgot the AFC championship game with the Jaguars.
Dang, Josh, that's how it's going to be?
I've branded you pretty good as a loser.
Yeah, and branded I have been.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Just
at least you made it.
Yeah. And then he said, aspiring vocalist. And he's like, nah. It's like, damn, Josh.
Yeah, not only can you not sing, but you haven't had a voice for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm fighting something off.
What do you mean something? You're fighting. This is the longest bug of all time.
Good news, KBN Nation.
Uh-oh.
My voice sounds normal in the morning.
That's bad news for KBN Nation.
But it's slowly creeping up. So sooner or later, maybe the 2 to 3 hour, I'll sound normal, and then at 3 it'll go bad. We're creeping away the voice.
Well, you just sound bad right now, so it's not good news for anybody.
Yeah, you didn't make me feel any better.
Wait, okay. So y'all more concerned about his voice. I'm more concerned about the fact that he says he has this thing going. He don't know what it is. He could be passing it to.
You guys sound great. You guys would have it by now.
I got a little scratch in my throat now.
Yeah. Well, Kyle's got 2 shows to do now. So
be double
you
damage.
Need tea in between noon to 1 on 101.7 The Truth, and then us.
I got a good voice.
You know what's good news about Truth to Power?
Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace on award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Yes, sir.
I think it will take the attention off me on Mr. Relevant days because Kyle has a different show he's paying attention to every day, 5 days a week.
So more work for Brad and myself.
And so, Ben, if there's a day that Kyle seems off, are you going to get after him?
Hell yeah! I'm getting after him.
Okay.
If it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and he set the precedent. He said when that little red light turns on, you know I bring it. So
come on now.
Okay.
If you don't bring it,
and you hold me accountable.
For sure.
I just better see the same thing for Kyle.
Please do. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna be ready. I'm always ready when the lights come on.
His voice got. I'm gonna be ready.
Because one thing about me,
do you believe people when their voice gets higher?
Yeah,
I'm the problem.
You should. I don't take no days off, no sick day. Well, very rarely take days off. But even when I'm sick, I fight through.
Well, here's the thing, folks. I am kind of sad. Like yesterday, I was stewing some stuff up in the brain, and
Did you just refer to us as folks?
Everybody's folks right now. All you folks out there.
Here's the thing, folks.
All right. I'll get right to it. With all of the news, all of the games going on in the NFL divisional weekend, right? You saw the games. We saw the results. We see Ben Johnson has signed as the offensive coordinator from the Lions to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. There's been a lot of movement. Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, rumored to likely get a job. I think it's kind of trending towards the Jets right now. Nothing confirmed. We'll keep everyone apprised on that. Caleb Williams, Strofe, I think you have all 3 of us on the record.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha!
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha!
He has a new head coach and an offensive coordinator that took the league by storm. Now, you could make fun of the Jamison Williams play in which he threw an interception to end their chances against the Washington Commanders, but he is the guy that the Bears wanted and the Bears got him. The Vikings showed that in the last 2-3 weeks, if you find a way to get pressure on Sam Darnold, he's going to be the Sam Darnold of old. So when I look at everything that's happened around the NFL playoffs, and now specifically for the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love need to take a step up. They have to be elite. They have to be elite. You know why? Because I think everything's back for the taking. Now, let's start with the Lions here. Dan Campbell, great culture guy. Brad, what do you talk about head coaches? There's culture guys, there's scheme guys. We know Dan Campbell is a what?
He's a culture guy.
He can build the morale and the team around him. Now, if he loses an offensive coordinator like he has in Ben Johnson, and if Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator, takes another job, that's going to be change. They're going to look different. They may still be a good team, but I'm not as scared of them with those two pieces being gone. The Vikings, I think we all kind of like, they have this run. It was fun and it was endearing. They're going to come back to earth. And Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator of the Vikings, is also looking at head coaching jobs. Now, the Bears, Ben Johnson. Great, wonderful, cool story. Guess who their quarterback is? Caleb Williams. Ultimately, the Bears are the Bears until they are not the Bears. Ben Johnson needs to overcome the organization of the Bears. Those are the other three teams outside of the NFC North. The Packers, the team of sustainability, the team that has Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur coming back after a weird year, right? Injuries, never hit their stride. It is for the Packers taking right now. Goody needs to go, I said it last week, he needs to get outside his comfort zone. He needs to do some things to bolster up this roster, not just continue to pick guys and, here we go, we're going to get young, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. There's an opportunity to take back the North and take the reins, not even of the North, but be like a true competitor of the NFC, because the Lions have to take a step back. They have to with the losses that they had at those two key coordinating positions. The Bears are the Bears, and the Vikings are kind of showing that they had some fraudulent tendencies. The Packers have made back-to-back playoffs and allegedly have a quarterback that can take them to the next level and a head coach that everyone believes in. It is a monster year for the Green Bay Packers because I truly believe they have this landscape of NFL freedom to take the North and go back to being the Packers that we all believe that they can be, but they have to do something about it. They have to take a step forward from last year. The losing to bad teams losing to good teams, it's for them. It is to me, that's the clarity I have. Despite the losses from the Lions and the Vikings, all I need to know is with all the moving and shaking going around, the Packers are bringing everyone back. GM, head coach, quarterback. The time is now.
You know what divisions you love in football? You love balanced divisions. You hate divisions that are top-heavy. Think about the Patriots all those years. Think about the Kansas City Chiefs right now. If you're any other team in the division, you basically are relying only on the wild card spot. The NFC North the last couple of years has been pretty top-heavy. It has not been balanced. You have the Lions that are always sort of king of the North. You have the Packers that are right there and the Vikings that are right there. And way in the basement is the Chicago Bears. But Ben, you're exactly right. What happened over the last couple of weeks is that looking forward now, this NFC North has become balanced. The Detroit's gotten worse. I think that the Vikings, they're either going to have to pay Sam Darnold or they're going to have to go with J.J. McCarthy, basically a rookie quarterback.
Doesn't scare me.
So they're going to come back down to earth. I think the Bears got better. I'm not particularly scared, but the Bears got better, and the Packers are maintaining. The result is you got balance. When you got balance, boy, everything is on the table. So I think that it'll be harder to get those wins against Chicago, but I think beating the Lions, beating the Vikings becomes more sustainable, more likely now. And I think that there is a clearer road to the NFC North title than there ever has before. Now, that doesn't give the Packers reason to just sit back and say, okay, we're good to go. They need to take serious steps forward because I don't think they're going to be the favorite going into next year. But no doubt, the division over the last couple of years has never been more open than it will be in 2025.
Okay, so I'll let you two talk. I was very silent. I let Ben give his nice rant and Brad.
It's not even a rant. It's called opportunity.
Wow, should we be thanking you, Kyle?
Strofe, they use the word everything, right? Everything is in front of us, right? Everything. You know what everything doesn't include? Y'all talking about the lowest hanging fruits. The first lowest hanging fruit is what? Making the playoffs. The second one is winning the NFC North. You are talking about everything. When I think about this Green Bay Packers football team, the hell with the NFC North. I don't care about winning division. I care about winning Super Bowls. That is everything I'm focused on. So whether or not this division is here for the taking does not matter. Because guess what, y'all? When every team in this division had an opportunity to have the number one seed, which for the playoffs, the last time they had it, whether it was the Packers recently or whether it was the Chicago Bears way back when or whether it was the Vikings way back when and whether it was the Detroit Lions this year, none of them were able to capitalize on having that number one seed and go and win a Super Bowl. That is what it's all about. So yes, will the Green Bay Packers have a chance next year to win an NFC North? Yeah, the Vikings are still going to be good. The Lions are going to take a little slight step back because change is something that you have to adjust to, but they might be playing their best football at the end of the year, and who knows what the Bears are going to be. But, y'all, I don't care about the NFC North. I care about this football team being able to compete and beat good football teams when it comes to winning a championship. In this NFC North talk, who cares? The Packers have shown that we aren't going to win a Super Bowl win the NFC North. The last time we won a Super Bowl, we were a 6th seed. It doesn't matter for us, man. I don't care about the division. I care about winning Super Bowl. So it's nice to talk about how
I hear you, Kyle. It's less about winning the division and more about looking at the opportunity for you to take a step forward in the division than also take a step forward in the playoffs.
I don't care about taking a step forward in this division. I want to take a step forward to be the best team in football.
It gives you a better chance when you win a division to have a home game. Like
so you said.
It's less
yeah,
about
it is. It's a better statistical chance for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
it is.
I just want the Detroit Lions let
three
the
of the
Washington...
four of the teams remaining, you got a 1 seed and a 2 seed, and you got a 2 seed and a 6 seed. To be a 1 and 2 seed is helpful to get you on your way to the Super Bowl.
It's helpful, but unfortunately, it ain't helped my Green Bay Packers, and that's what I'm upset about.
That's their fault.
Yeah,
that's why every other team usually benefits from it.
So what you're telling me is not to use the history of Lambeau Field not having the mystique anymore of actually being a place that is a home field advantage in the playoffs that should put the Packers over the top to go to the Super Bowl. That just has not been fact. I just want y'all to understand.
We understand. It's a statistical. This is a statistical conversation, not a you feeling a certain way about the mystique being gone. This is every chance that you have as a Green Bay Packers franchise, as a top seed, 1, 2, 3. It better helps your chances at actually going further, even as evidence to Brad just said this year. A 1, a 2, a 2, and a 6.
That's cool and all. And I understand that's logic, right? But unfortunately,
fine, be a 7 seed. Go on the road 3 straight times again. How did that work?
It's so hard to do, Kyle.
The reality for my Green Bay
What do you want? What do you want?
No,
you're just screaming. What do you want?
I want the Packers to be great, but I don't want us to focus on winning the NFC North. I want us to focus on being a true contender because winning the Super Bowl does not come through the NFC North. Newsflash, our division is boo-boo. It ain't as good as we think it is. Black and blue is because they get beat the hell out of. That's what black and blue is. It ain't because they good. Okay, so winning the NFC North is not going to prove that you are going to win a Super Bowl because if it did, the Packers would have more than one Super Bowl in the last 30 years.
But what winning the NFC North does, it means that you are beating teams in your division.
Got more than one Super Bowl in the last 30 years, 20 years.
Yeah, there you go. In 30 years, they've won 2 Super Bowls. But if you win your division, it means you have beaten the other good teams in your division, and likely you have beaten other good teams outside of your division. The one thing Packers couldn't do this year is beat the good teams.
Exactly that.
So if you win the division, if you have 13, 14 wins, it likely means you beat other good teams. It proves that you are Super Bowl ready.
800-990-3776. Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace, who is just an emotional wreck right now and seeing things through a clarity of real life and just thinking, the Packers haven't had this break. The best path for the Green Bay Packers is to take back the division, beat good teams, win the North, have a better seed. So we're not having this conversation that we had this year of they were a 7 seed and had to go on the road. You don't want to be a 5, 6, 7.
I understand what you're saying.
And if you win the North, you're likely beating other teams. And let's just say this: the North is going to be good again. Just because I said the Lions are going to take a step back doesn't mean they're going to lose 10 games now.
I understand, but we've been there, done that. Like we've won the North, and we haven't gotten exactly.
Not with Jordan Love.
So you prefer to
not
go
with Jordan Love. You're living in the Rodgers era.
You prefer to take the wild card.
No,
yep, sounds like it.
What you got to understand is that I don't put an emphasis on winning the NFC North. I just want this team to win football games and beat good football teams. And with that, if it comes winning the NFC North, great. That's what I look forward to. But my focus is not on putting up no fake banner for the NFC North.
Nobody's putting up a banner. It's putting them in the best situation to be successful in the playoffs.
And listen, if that comes with it, great. But I don't want the focus to be winning the NFC North. I want the focus to be putting together a roster that can truly be a contender to actually win a Super Bowl year in and year out. That's what I want the focus to be.
Guess what all the dynasties did? They won their division and won Super Bowls.
Yeah, exactly.
The Kansas City Chiefs, the New England Patriots.
The Chiefs don't care about the AFC West. They sit out there and
they care about home games.
They literally tanked the last game against an AFC West rival.
Yeah, because guess what? They already had the 1 seed.
Yeah, they already locked it up.
What are you doing right now?
No, I'm telling you.
You are making yourself try and spin zone something.
I'm not spinning
You want the Packers to have a great roster list. Yes, that's exactly what we're saying, but you're so blinded by the fact of the way the Packers have lost in the past.
Yeah,
you can't move past that.
When you use the word everything and talking about everything is for the winning for the NFC North, I don't care about everything being for this up for everything for the NFC North. I don't care about that. Like if you you take care of business, the NFC North is a given. I want the focus to be in other places.
Hasn't been a given the last 2 years, and the Packers haven't gone further than you wanted them to be.
No, that's true. That's true because they weren't good enough, period. But the NFC North did not determine whether or not a football team's going to win a Super Bowl.
See, you're getting so caught in the NFC North part that you're missing what winning the division and setting yourself up can do for this team consistently as you look at all the other great teams that have done it over the last 20 years.
Well, when I see it, I can believe it. But right now, the Green Bay Packers.
Honestly, I don't know what you want other than the perfect roster that you can build in Madden right now.
No, I don't want a perfect roster, but I want a legitimate football team that has a shot. And unfortunately, the Packers have not been.
You're the one who screamed to the high heavens all year that we had that. Now that you realize we didn't, you're changing your narrative.
Any given year that the playoffs start.
Yeah, you are.
No, I want to get to Brad. But what I realized as I was taking a shower maybe yesterday or the day before is that I was an idiot. I was foolish because I said last year at the beginning of the year against the Eagles.
I'm the problem.
I said the thing that was most important was what, Brad? The Packers playing their best football at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And so I tried to trick myself into thinking those last couple games didn't matter, but at the end of the day, I knew deep down inside that the Packers were not playing their best football, which I knew was going to be a
800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Liz is more Strofe. I do want to know, as of right now, who are you most scared of next year? The Lions, the Bears, or the Vikings? That's going to be on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We'll hear from you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Kyle, I think you're doing a good job getting it all off your chest.
I love Matt LaFleur.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Even when you think you know what's going on, you can never be too sure.
Really? 7 losses in a row? Last in the Horizon League, Doug? Spend less time on social media and more in the gym.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
That's the whole thing, Jen. I do have that in me, and I never, ever bar back. But I'm like, this is over the top, and if you want to come at me, I'm going to come at you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through January 31st. Your winter chance to play Pebble Beach awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Most new clients in Mentality are stuck at just 1/3 the free testosterone they need, and that's a losing battle. Without enough free testosterone, nothing works. Your energy's gone, muscles weaken, and fat piles on. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Mentality's doctors bring your hormones back into balance so your body starts working again. More energy, stronger muscles, better results. This year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. Start strong with our New Year offer at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead's Natalie Cuso. The junior guard for Arrowhead's girls basketball team continues to see her star rise this season. After averaging 23.7 points per game as a sophomore, the junior Cuso has raised that to 26.5 points per game this season, including 35 points in the big win this month over Milwaukee. She also put up 34 points in a Warhawks win against one of the top-ranked teams in the entire country. According to ESPN, Cuso is a 5-star recruit and is already being recruited by heavy hitters in college in the Big Ten and ACC, among other conferences. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Natalie Cuso, and good luck the remainder of the season.
Help protect your team with slam dunk coverage. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to save money on medical and specialty plans through United Healthcare, one of the largest provider networks in Wisconsin. Call John Saganiac Jr., 262-783-6161, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services Inc. or its affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Wisconsin Inc. The Saganiac Planning Marquette records. If not for Marcus Howard, Mark Anglevar would still be the Marquette leader with 9 3-point shots made in a game. He did it nearly 35 years ago, February 1990 against Butler, and would still be the game record if not for Howard. Marcus Howard, by the way, 11 in 2 games, 10 in another game, twice with 9. But don't forget, 3-point shots made in 1 game, Mark Anglevar for 35 years. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away.
All right, I'm gonna simplify this for Kyle Wallace. What do you say here, Strofe? Forget the NFC North because he got so bogged up in that.
I mean,
Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur need to be elite. Look at everything that you're seeing in the Final Four teams right now. Head coach, quarterback, play calling, all on the same page. Mistake-free football. Like, literally what we didn't see from the Packers this year, which was mistake-free football. They got in their own way. They had no balance and cohesion from an offensive synergy, right? Play calling, setting things up, play action. We're talking about with Jason Wilde, why they can't utilize Josh Jacobs' run game in the play action. Well, because last year Aaron Jones liked the outside zone, and this year
I hate it.
But you get what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
Like, if we're talking about that, then they're not anywhere near where these 4 teams are. And all I'm asking right now is to take a look at the team, take a look at the teams playing, and see what that consistent theme is right now. Head coach, quarterback, mistake free. The Bills didn't have nearly as many yards as the Ravens. But guess what? The Ravens turned it over 3 times, and Josh Allen and the Bills did what they needed to do. Same with the Kansas City Chiefs. They did what they needed to do. Like, you look at all around, you're not like, the Eagles. Was anyone overly impressed by them again? No, but all these teams have a formula of winning games, whether it's grimy, they can win different ways. And that, like, the Packers, if they get up, I think we all get excited. But when they get down, we're like, oh, they need a turnover, otherwise we can't come back. And that's how they came back, or at least set the tone against the Cowboys last year in the wild card. They need to find a better balance of how this team continues to operate if they want to be where we want them to be. 800-990-3776.
Yeah.
Carlos talking text line.
The Packers have this innate ability, this unbelievable ability to beat themselves, whether it be this Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur team, or even think back to the Aaron Rodgers teams. They beat themselves. All the teams that go on and win the Super Bowl, whether it be the Patriots during those ones, the Kansas City Chiefs, yes, there are moments of greatness. But what they really don't do is they don't open up the door for you just to walk in and take advantage of their mistakes. They're not turning the ball over. They're doing everything right, from the clock, situational. They're so tight. It's so hard to get a foothold to be able to actually take them down. So the Packers need to really wake up and not beat themselves. And then Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love need to take that step forward, because you can't win in the way that the Packers win ball games. Generally speaking, this team, they are either hot out of the gate, they get a good lead, and they are in rhythm. And that's the games where you say, hey, let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. Or they get off to a slow start, and they need to claw their way back in order to get your turnovers, whatever it is. The teams remaining, they win in multiple different ways. They can grind it out. They can win in a shootout. They can go tit for tat when it comes to a quarterback duel. Those are the kind of things the Packers need to do. Stop beating themselves and be able to win multiple different ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of growth that this football team needs to have. And I think what a lot of Packers fans should have learned last year was different, right? The season for the Green Bay Packers, the 2023 season, they exceeded expectations. So when you had any type of flaws, we addressed them, but we made excuses for it, right? We made excuses for them being young, them being youthful. You no longer have Aaron Rodgers, right? So last year, you kind of got away with some of the bad habits that you had. And then you come into this season where the Green Bay Packers had consistent issues and problems, where Jordan Love turning the football over, which equated to losses, with the Packers offense not getting going early, and which equated to a lot of losses for them, and the defense not getting having a pass rush that turned into, again, losses for this football team. So we have glaring holes that must be improved. And Ben, you're absolutely right. In order for the Packers to take the next step, Jordan Love needs to be an elite quarterback, because when you look at the way that not so much Hurts, that team is really good, and they haven't had, I love my Packers, but competition wasn't that great. The Rams last week, they're a good football team, but you take a West Coast team, a Matt Stafford, not great in the cold weather, and the end result is the Eagles end up winning. But when you look at Mahomes and you look at Allen, you look at the way that Jaden Daniels has played, those guys are playing at an elite level. Jordan Love needs to elevate his level of play to be elite for the Packers to truly compete. Now, Matt LaFleur as well, being the elder statesman when it comes to football coaches in the NFL now, because he's been around going to season number 7.
Play calling, time management, getting your team where it needs to be.
Yeah, mentally ready to play.
You cannot get away with things that you got away with 2 years ago with 2 seasons ago as a guy with a first-year starting quarterback in the NFL. You no longer have the excuse of this is Aaron Rodgers' offense. It is now time for Matt LaFleur to show that he is an elite head football coach, or he's going to be the reason why the Packers are not winning Super Bowls. He's going to hold the team back. So you're right. They have to get it together, or this team is never going to break through.
Well, what's frustrating is, we saw this formula all year, right? Jordan Love playing up and down, Matt LaFleur messing up the clock, getting the challenges wrong, situationally off, no pass rush.
Tantrum on the sideline.
Yeah, relying too much on turnovers. You see the teams remaining, and any given snapshot of the final 4 teams remaining, generally speaking, they have a quarterback that's playing elite. They're getting pass rush. They're doing certain things that allow them to be in the situation to where a Super Bowl is on the precipice. So it's up to Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love to come together, and all of them get outside their comfort zone. As you were saying, Ben, get outside your comfort zone. That means, Goody, you might not only be able to sign young guys. Jordan Love, you might have to work on that footwork and decision-making. And Matt LaFleur, humble yourself enough to know that I don't know necessarily all the right calls and all the right moments, so I need to learn them, or I need to hire someone that does.
And Goody last week in his press conference, end-of-season press conference, he talked about a sense of urgency.
To win a championship.
What you just talked about is those 3 need to have a sense of urgency. Everybody else in that football team, they'll follow the leader. They'll follow their head coach. They'll follow their quarterback. And if you put the right pieces on the football field, which is the talent that Goody's going to put on there, they'll follow the lead of those 2 guys. But Goody needs to put the team in a position to have those guys that can have that sense of urgency to follow. But it starts with the trio at top. And if this team does not win a Super Bowl, the failure doesn't go on Rashawn Gary for not having a pass rush. The failure doesn't go on Kenny Clark. It doesn't go on Xavier McKinney. It doesn't go on Josh Jacobs. It falls on Goody, Matt LaFleur, and also Jordan Love. So they need to get it together and have that sense of urgency that Goody was talking about.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. And Strofe, I actually think, for the rest of time, at least until not the rest of time, until the start of next season, I almost feel like the thesis of everything that matters for the Green Bay Packers is Goody's last answer to Jason Wilde asking him a question in the postgame or the end of season press conference. It was that urgency to win a championship. And if he said it, if he's saying we need to have an urgency to win a championship, well, he's got to follow it. And I want to hear Goody, because this is the thesis for the rest of the conversation for the next 8 months. We are going to utilize this audio to see if Goody is doing what he said.
You always have some disappointments in the year. I think for me, the thing that's been on my mind, I think, as we've concluded this season, is we need to continue to ramp up our sense of urgency. These opportunities don't come. The life of a player in the National Football League is not very long. We got a bunch of good guys in that locker room. We got a bunch of talented guys in that locker room, and I think it's time that we start competing for championships, right? And I think they're ready. I think like I said, I think they are wired right. I think that group is the kind of guys that can do that. But at the end of the day, you got to go do it. And we fell short in some areas this year that, like they always are every year, a little frustrating. But at the same time, I didn't think they blinked. And so I'm excited about the group.
Blinked.
But
you want to know? You want to know what's missing? You want to know what's missing in that audio? Him taking any accountability, him putting it all on the players. The life of a player isn't that long in the NFL. They blinked. What about yourself, bud? I wholeheartedly, it goes Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love for a reason. And I just feel like if you want a sense of urgency, you also need to live up to what you're saying and put it to yourself. It's not just the players. It's not just Matt. It is you, Goody.
That's fascinating you say that, Ben. Every decision, every roster move that the Packers make this offseason, you're exactly right. We should be asking that question. Did the Packers get better that shows there's a sense of urgency to win a championship this year. Free agency draft. How many times is the first round draft pick high RAS score? Oh, this guy, tons of potential.
Jordan Morgan was a high RAS score.
Didn't play a lot in college.
Rashawn Gary and Jared Verse had like the same RAS score, and he just got it wrong.
Yeah, it can happen just that easily.
Let's hear from old T next. Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer. I want to see if he agrees with the way that I am phrasing, which he won't. He has a Goot stand. He'll probably take the blame off Goot and say it's all on the players, just like Goot did. But as a player himself, maybe he'll take offense to that. We'll see. Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer, joining us next. But first, Brad, tell us about your favorite drink.
Oh, my favorite drink is indeed carbless. KBN Nation, you know that at this point. But if you've never tried it, now is the perfect time to do it. You're talking about playoff football. We got the NBA continuing to ramp up. So many opportunities to sit back, relax, and crack open that carbless. There is something for everybody when it comes to flavor. You say you like classic cocktails? Perfect. There's plenty of classic cocktails that you are going to love. Mojito, Moscow Mule. Man, that Moscow Mule is so good. And my favorite, margarita, especially on a cold day like today. I crack open that margarita. It feels like I'm sitting by the beach. That is how good it is. Not only that, they got fruit flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, and pineapple. But it doesn't just stop there. Guys, it is a guilt-free experience when you drink a carbless. It is carb-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, 100 calories per can. I was even drinking some this weekend. I cracked them open, and I was like, how do they get this carbonation so perfect? There's just enough, so it's crisp, not so much that my stomach's upset. They nail it every single time, made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Carbless. Less is more with carbless. So go ahead and enjoy yourself one on this cool Tuesday evening.
I will say Ben Johnson, who is the new head coach of the Bears, is signing as a lefty. I don't trust lefties. I don't believe in lefties. Lefties are weird to me.
Oh my gosh, you're like in Waterboy, the left-handed people are the devil. Remember?
Yeah, sure. I don't trust
Kyle
lefties.
Wallace with a movie quote.
You played
That's
Division
so
I
rare.
basketball. I imagine you had lefty teammates.
Not many.
Who?
Couldn't even tell you.
Wow, I like a good lefty.
Trey Jackson.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, well, he missed the shot against Kentucky to take us to the championship. Don't trust lefties. Mark Tauscher next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week it was so much fun to do that. And I was like, well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. When you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. It's game day for the Golden Eagles.
Back to Mitchell. He's got an open three. Good!
Tonight, Marquette visits Seton Hall for a Big East clash. Our game night coverage tips off with Gabe Neitzel and the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 6:30. Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith are on the call at 7 o'clock.
Cam Jones, open three. Good! Good! Marquette within 4.
94.5 ESPN is your official home for Marquette basketball. We are Marquette.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Universal Windows Direct is offering an amazing deal right now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 more absolutely free with no limit and 36 months of no interest financing. Plus, if you've already received a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows Direct and they'll beat it. Schedule your free in-home estimate today or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of Three Tree Marketing. If your company is struggling to create a buzz or just looking for a new way to stand out, our team is here to help point you in the right direction. We'll assist you in building your brand and prove we truly know what works. Experts at Three Tree can build a one-of-a-kind gifting experience that can set your brand apart and show how much you value your customers as well as your employees. At Three Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit threetreemarketing.com to learn more about what we can do for you.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And it is playoff time, now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money. Download the app today. Use code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Listen to Old T on Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations. What's up, Old T?
Boys,
happy to hear from you. And obviously a lot to digest after watching not just the NFC North in the playoffs, but who's left in the playoffs, how they got there. I think my big takeaway, a couple of them. One, I think the North is wide open with losing 2 coordinators likely for the Detroit Lions. The Vikings, I think you see that Sam Darnold, like they are in a tough spot. He can, be beat if you have the right scheme against him. And the Bears, that's great for them, but until they show something on the field, it's going to be hard for me to believe in them until, they show it. The North is wide open, but ultimately, this is like, I'm not saying anything groundbreaking, but LaFleur and Love have to be elite next year. They have to be on the same page. They have to take their game to the next level because as I'm watching, you have good quarterbacks, good coaches, mistake-free football, and that's what's gotten these teams to the NFC and AFC championship games. Agree or disagree?
I don't think there's any question when you look at this season, too many mistakes and too inconsistent. But like I was saying this morning, you also look at what wins in the playoffs, and that is you don't beat yourself. And when Green Bay has had the games that they were comfortable in and didn't have to do anything extraordinary, they won. There's a fine line of figuring what that formula is, and I think this team is still in that growth of figuring out what that looks like for them. And you have to get some wins. And I probably, maybe poo-pooed a little bit beating Minnesota or beating one of those teams to get that confidence and trust. Because do you think there's ever a time that the Kansas City Chiefs feel like they're not going to win a close game? Like having that trust and having that resume to fall back on and say, we've done this, we can do it. It's an important part of growing as a playoff football team. So while it was disappointing and we see what Washington has been able to do, the teams that aren't making the mistakes are the ones that are winning. And I thought from Tom Brady's commentary the other night, when he basically said that, the playoff football, biggest thing is don't beat yourself, force somebody else to do it, and then put yourself in a position where you can make a play to win. That's all it really comes down to. They obviously mastered that for the most part through his era, and I think Green Bay still has to figure that out.
Well, is it concerning, Tausch, that Jordan Love, who I love, hasn't mastered that yet. In both his playoff losses, he had turnovers.
He did, but I just think listen, man, I'm guilty of this. We all do this job, and we, have to react and talk about it on a daily basis. This doesn't happen overnight. To think back with Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he got it done in his third year as a starter. Jordan Love's only his second year. Jaden Daniels is doing something we have not seen a rookie quarterback do in forever. Josh Allen just went through. Lamar Jackson still hasn't figured exactly what it looks like. You have to let some people fail in order to grow into being what they want to be. And it's not. It would be awesome if it was just snap your fingers. Peyton Manning, look at his playoff record. Not great. It's really hard. It's difficult to find the formula for each team. Every year is different, and you have to kind of figure out what that team needs from you in order to get over the hump. And it's just like figuring out a science equation. You can throw all that stuff on a Bunsen burner, put it in those little test tubes. Sometimes it's going to be great. Sometimes it's going to blow up. And sometimes it ain't going to do anything. And I would look at this year, it was not a blow up, but you never quite got the potion where you're able to do something with it. And I think that's where you got to get back in the lab and just keep churning away until you figure it out.
Tausch, on Thursday, Goody had his end-of-season press conference.
Nordy, nothing? You're my analogy guy. Nothing?
I mean, it's an outstanding analogy.
You were good. Okay. You were cooking. I was sitting here like, that man preach.
Okay.
I mean, that was...
You didn't hear Kyle as your background, like, yeah.
I like a little positive affirmation, too. I mean,
that's good to know.
Is that your love language?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that your primary love language, Tausch?
Yes, I love positive affirmation.
Well, in that case...
I don't get it on my show at all, so I'm looking from KBN to get it.
Tausch, once again, another notch in the belt of outstanding analogies. Unbelievable. You're the GOAT. And I strive to have my analogies be like yours.
Thank you.
By the way, we also look for positive, thoughts and feelings back to us.
You just can't let him
seriously. That's noted. Hey, duly noted.
Tausch, Thursday, Goody had his end-of-season press conference, and your co-host, Jason Wilde, asked him a question that sparked an answer to where he said, basically, we got to have a sense of urgency to win a championship. And he talked about players, talked about all these things. But we just discussed how we're going to hold Goody to that standard as well. During the offseason, is he making moves that reflect a sense of urgency? Now, under that perspective, what would be a move that Goody would make that you'd say, oh, okay, I see a sense of urgency in you as well, Mr. Gutekunst?
Well, first off, I would say picking up a potential defensive player of the year, that's a 25-year-old safety that becomes a captain, and grabbing a running back to fill a spot that is and get the production. So I don't think anybody could sit there and say he didn't have a sense of urgency last year. This year, there's plenty of spaces. I think if you can go out and find – bring in a veteran that can rush the passer. Because if there's one thing you notice throughout this postseason so far, you have to be able to get home. You have to put pressure and make game-changing plays. We saw it with the Philadelphia Eagles making some game-changing plays. We obviously saw that also, in the Detroit game. So getting in and making a pick and doing the stuff that you need to win. I would love to see them go bring in Devontae Adams. I think that would be great. A different veteran wideout to kind of get this thing moving, because for as much as we look at, how Green Bay fell short, defensively, I thought we were more than good enough to do it. If you look at the other teams, you look at the Washingtons and Detroit. Now, Philly's defense is really good. Green Bay's defense I would put ahead of anybody but Philadelphia's as far as where we're sitting. Now, offensively, it just didn't come together in a way you needed, and you have to figure out, well, what can I do as a general manager to pick that up so that we do look that way? And I think that's where Brian Gutekunst has got to look long and hard and say, what can I do that can help us get out to a faster start and have maybe a veteran presence that can help everybody else grow so that we can be a better team on offense next season?
Oh, Tausch, I mean, that was just electric from you. We love having you on here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
And another wonderful opportunity for you to
was that walk-off style, or was it not that good?
No. You've only been on for 7 minutes. You got at least 10 in you.
if there's ever a point where you think it's so good that I should walk off, just let me know.
Sounds good.
Wow.
It stands.
I know you won't take any opportunity that you will take any opportunity you can to just hang up and leave if possible.
I mean, that's what he did last week,
Only when I'm super frustrated.
And that's what happened literally last week.
That was more in jest, but he will hang up when he's mad.
Maybe, yes, that's true. I will.
Tausch, what you just described, though, getting a veteran pass rusher, getting Devontae Adams, that goes well outside Gutekunst's comfort zone when it's, getting young and going cheap. So my question to you, do you think he will do those things in the offseason, or do you think he stays to the formula?
Nordy, I'm not sure I can agree with that sentiment. I'm not going to hang up on you with that, but if he went outside and paid top dollar, it's not about
those guys are
young. For 25-year-olds,
those guys are young.
He like them young.
And it was the first time he had done anything significant since 2019 in free agency.
Yeah, well, if you do that every year, you end up like the New Orleans Saints. And you want to be the New Orleans Saints? And you're constantly battling the cap?
But there's a balance,
I don't. So I think you have to pick and choose, and I do think he noticed this. The fact that he used that term urgency, and I think this is what's key. Everybody is like, we get him next year. You know what? We're building something. We're doing that. And that's fair. Last year, we were the Washington Commanders. We had a hot quarterback, young, a team on the rise, beat a team maybe people didn't think we could, and they closed up shop where we let San Francisco off the hook. That's the sense of urgency he's talking about. It's you have to be playing your best football. So do I think that he is going to be more aggressive than usual? I think he is going to be selectively aggressive. And if there's somebody that fits, I don't want him picking up a 32-year-old dude that is kind of on their last legs. I want
Bobby
him
Wagner,
going
huh?
after.
Tay's 32.
No, I don't want a Bobby Wagner. No, for as much as I respect his career, I want Edgerrin Cooper to grow.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get Myles Garrett or Max Crosby, okay, I'm ears. I'm listening.
You like him.
But I'm not interested in having 34, 35-year-old dudes coming in at those positions unless it's a mid-season injury pickup. I want to build with guys that I know are going to be playing at an incredibly high level and that can do it for a while. And if there's a spot that you think – if Devontae Adams was washed, I won't want him. He's not washed. He still has years, and especially next year, to be, I think, a really impactful player for this team. So
Agreed.
I think Goody is going to look for the right deal, the right player with the right fit at the right price point. And if he does that, I think you could say he's acknowledging that the urgency level needs to be picked up.
Tausch, after Saturday, you taking Jaden Daniels over Love?
We talked about that a little bit this morning, and I don't want to be a palm guy. Like I don't like palm guys where you're always a prisoner of the moment. But Jaden Daniels has had a fantastic rookie season. I would say this. Jordan Love last season at the end of the year and how he played, I'm all in. But I can't sit here in good faith and say if you're looking at what you saw this season from Jaden Daniels, especially at the end compared to where Jordan Love is, Jaden Daniels has played better. But there's a long way to go. Jaden Daniels is a special talent. I still think Jordan Love, with his experience and what he has, can be that guy. We just need to see more consistency in order to do it.
I don't like the fact that we're talking about our about-to-be 6-year quarterback chasing a first-year quarterback.
Well, he's a special talent.
I agree.
It's not that I'm saying Caleb Williams. I'm saying the results matter. And what you see from Jaden Daniels is pretty special. I mean, the Washington Commanders stunk. They're the second worst team in the league last year. And, yeah, you could say Bobby Wagner and Terry McLaurin. Jaden Daniels is the reason that thing's turned around. Dan Quinn is the reason that thing's turned around. But Jaden Daniels has given that team hope, and their offense is really good. So it is what it is. I mean, you can sit and put your head in the sand.
Does Jordan need more around him then in comparison to Jaden?
I think Green Bay has more around him than Washington. Like Terry McLaurin's a really good player. Give me Tucker Kraft over Ertz. Give me our offensive line over theirs. So that's where I just think I don't want to palm it. I don't want to go crazy, but I have to give a ton of respect and, love to what Jaden Daniels is doing.
All right, you just verbed prisoner of the moment, and I think you could walk off.
What do you mean? I've been saying that. I've said that 4 times.
I know. I just it hit really well there. Sorry, I was just giving you your flowers. No more words of affirmation for you.
Well, I mean, I don't want I don't want constant bouquets. I like, I want to make sure I feel special.
Not to speak out of turn here, Tashi, which is exactly what I'm doing, but not to palm it. I think this might have been your best appearance yet on KBN.
And with that, I say adieu. Thanks, guys.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
From Alex Strofe.
Where does that get you?
What do you mean?
Where does that get you with Tausch?
In his good graces. You know, Strophy's doing a good job over there with those boys over at KBN, you know?
Yeah.
Just like he reminded Brad to do a great read about Gina Dell from Pella.
That's right. And that I can do. That would even Tausch would be proud of, because Tausch is proud of the Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin, just like we are, just like Ben's going to be here any day now. I bet you wish you had those windows and doors today, Ben.
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding?
I mean, how cold it is outside. It's
I
unbelievable.
can feel the draft. And by February 3rd and 4th, when the new windows and door come in to the Brust household, energy cost, warranties, home value, expert service and install, plus Gina Della's stamp of approval on everything we picked out. Got it all made. You can have it all made too.
That's right. Now, those aren't the only financial positives that Ben just described. There's also this deal: 0% interest for up to 3 whole years with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. That's all the way into 2028. What else can you get for 0% interest into 2028? Only Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. So hurry. The deal ends January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com today. Let them know that KBN sent you.
I wore shorts to the gas station yesterday. Strove soft. I'll tell you why next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through January 31st. Your winter chance to play Pebble Beach awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Trained Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Welcome back. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hanging with you. KBN Nation 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Lists is more. See our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Big shout out to the best appearance ever by Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. How's he going to one-up that one? Listen back on YouTube or go to WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We might have just been palming it.
Prisoner of the moment.
When he said palm, I'm thinking like cheering on pom-poms, and then he explained, he like actually said what the acronym stood for. I thought, that's good.
I was sincerely shocked when he was upset that I didn't grade his analogy. I thought, like,
you never know.
GOAT. He's the GOAT of analogies. I didn't think he needed those.
No, don't give him the GOAT.
He's an unpredictable fella.
Yeah, you whenever you think you got him down, he's always gonna throw some at you.
Brad, you should take it as a compliment.
He's a big sound effects guy too.
Yeah, that's true. But it should be a compliment that Mark Tauscher, Super Bowl winner, champion, right? You both played in Super Bowl.
He's looking for your affirmation.
Yeah, exactly. He's looking for you. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't say anything to Ben. He specifically, when he was coming up with that analogy, he was thinking, oh, Bradley's going to like this one.
Wow.
And you just skip right past it.
So really, it's a compliment to me. He's saying that I am indeed on his analogy level, and he was fishing for a compliment from another analogy aficionado.
You know who's soft?
Who's that?
Alex Strofe.
Why?
You're wearing 2 pairs of pants.
Yeah, I got a pair of sweatpants on underneath my khakis today.
Sweatpants and khakis?
Yeah, a little comfort.
How tight are those sweatpants? Because the pants, the khaki pants, are not necessarily super loose fitting.
No, but I have chicken legs, so it's fine.
This all adds up now. I was like, I couldn't dare try and put on 2 pairs of pants.
And I have pretty.
What
loose,
was the thought process?
I have loose sweatpants on, so I had to drive to Madison this morning for a meeting, and are
you sweating down there?
How long were you outside for today?
Maybe a combined total. So I pumped gas 4 minutes.
Oh my God!
4 minutes. That sounds like a lot.
I had to walk to my car because I don't live I park a block and a half away from my apartment, and then I had to pump gas at one point. And then I parked in a parking garage in Madison and had to walk back.
In the winter, when you pump gas, do you if it's 0 degrees, do you stay out by the pump?
I stayed out today.
Not me.
I wanted to prove I'm not soft, so I was like,
"Oh, you had 2 pairs of pants. Of course, you can stay out there."
I'm putting $25 in the tank. I'm like, let's see what happens.
Diana McGuanago, you're up on the Carbless Talk and Text line.
Strofe is not soft. You're just an idiot.
Oh, wow.
No, Dirty D.
Whoa.
He literally has 2 pair. He has sweatpants and jeans on all day at work. Like, you should have at least taken them off.
You guys are just too funny.
Yeah. Exactly. It's stupid.
But I'm an idiot.
It's stupid.
I'm a funny idiot.
I just can't believe you made that decision for what will amount of like 0.1% of your whole day.
I just can't believe
0.0005% of the day.
I can't believe you just didn't change. Like, how are you walking around like that? Like,
I would be so warm.
Go to the bathroom.
hot. Yeah,
below the
man.
belt.
Hey, guys.
You need to stop being a freaking hater.
You understand?
Okay, you and Diana, one in the same.
Script right now. I will.
Sure, go ahead.
You got pants on.
All right, wait a
so
minute.
it's all right.
I enjoy having you as a teammate and a coworker.
He
colleague.
just took his belt off.
Come on, hey, stop!
There are 2.
Turn around. To your left and your right, Stroke.
There are 2 individuals.
No, you can't be taking your pants off like that.
He's naked. He's naked.
They don't. You gotta ask for their
wrong pair of
consent.
pants.
No, you need to ask for these ladies' consent if you can take your pants off. Now you trying to be from the down under. Come on now. You got to be careful, Stroff. I'm trying to save your job, your check. You're
Kyle,
already homeless.
It's time to stop focusing on me, and it's time to focus on that guy. He's one game under 500. It is time to make him 2 games.
Caller 20, are you smarter than Ben Brust? 800-990-3776. You're going to get 15 questions in 90 seconds. The Trivia czar Jackie is back in action as Kyle and Brad sit on the side and do nothing and have her do all of the work. Winner will win a prize pack and the pride of saying that you beat Ben Brust. And are you smarter than Ben Brust? 800-990-3776. We'll call her 20 here. 800-990-3776. Are you smarter than Ben Brust? In 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, carrying extra weight around your midsection doesn't just make you feel bad, it changes how people see you. It makes you look tired, stuck, and feel like you've given up. But it's not you. Low testosterone is often the real problem. Most new Mentality clients start with only 1/3 of the free testosterone they need, which makes fat almost impossible to lose. Our doctors fix the imbalance and use semaglutide to burn the belly fat while keeping you lean and strong. Take back control this year. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for our New Year offer. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite game, Response in Wisconsin. Guess the most popular responses from Wisconsinites. Okay, here we go. What's your least favorite thing about winter in Wisconsin? Gina Della from Pella.
Let me guess. Frozen toes? Oh, I know. Driving alongside bumper cars every time it snows. And then scrambling to find someone to watch your kids because they're school clothes. Yeah! Let's face it, this is just the time of the year when we just want to all be warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Pella Windows and Doors is the best choice to make your home just right. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years.
Thanks for playing Response in Wisconsin.
Hurry! You only have until January 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Let's go!
Let's go! Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Well, we're going to learn how Ben Brust does when he's trying to fight and claw his way back. I am Brad Nortman, alongside Kyle Wallace, alongside Alex Stroh.
Literally alongside Kyle Wallace.
Alongside, right here. High five. We got it. Terrible high five.
I wasn't paying attention. I was actually very nervous because Brad,
give him a high five.
Well, Brad just coughed. And so
I cough into my elbow the other direction.
And his voice sounded like this. I don't think I should be crossing germs with him.
Okay,
I became concerned.
I'll direct my voice in the other direction. As excited as I am that you are indeed literally 2 feet from me.
Yeah, my palm is still open because I feel a little disgusted.
Oh my goodness. I don't cough into my hand, I cough into my elbow.
I don't know what you'd be doing.
We are joined by the trivia czar, Jackie, for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? She's back for the 3rd time. Jackie, what's your record again? You have 1 tie and 1 loss that Ben Brust has against you, correct?
Correct.
Oh, how about that? So Ben Brust, first time ever in KBN history under 500. And we're going to try to keep that going.
No, we got to keep it going. It's on you, Jackie, now.
That's fair. I mean, I'm going to try my best, you know? I mean, the questions aren't from me. They're from Alex.
Ooh.
So.
Wait, so are we already passing blame?
Yep. I like that.
Not
Jackie.
passing blame, putting expectations out there of who to blame.
See, Jackie, when you're a czar, that's how you do things, right? You're in charge. You just tell everybody, no, it's your fault.
A czar,
you suck.
She
it's
has
not me.
an intimidation factor that I feel like I couldn't muster. I feel like that plays a role in addition to Stroph's questions. And this week, we have Cody from Brewers Hill. Cody, how you feeling today on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, just like that. Pretty straight to it. Strophy, let's go ahead and spin it. And afterward, Jackie.
Sorry, Brad.
The show will be yours.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
That's right. It is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. If you all remember correctly, I have been justly suspended from my duties, and we have Jackie the Trivia Czar, who you can see all over Milwaukee as a trivia MC. So she's an expert in the field, and she's reflected that in Ben. She's beaten Ben once and tied him. And there you go. We got Cody and Brewers Hill. Here's how you go ahead and play. 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we'll come back to it if you get through the rest. If you beat Ben Brust, you're going to win an ESPN Wisconsin prize package. Cody, any questions before I throw it to Jackie?
No, I think I'm good to go.
All right, Jackie, the floor is yours.
All right, Alex, you ready?
Let's do it.
Cody, you too?
Yep.
Perfect. In 3, 2, 1. Which ancient civilization built the city of Machu Picchu?
The Aztecs.
What is the square root of 144?
12.
Who wrote the play A Midsummer's Night Dream?
Shakespeare.
Who painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling?
Michelangelo.
Which two elements make up water?
Hydrogen and oxygen.
Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
In Greek mythology, who is the god of the underworld?
Hades.
What is the national currency of Japan?
Oh, pass.
Who was the British Prime Minister during most of World War II?
Churchill.
What is the name of the deepest point in the Earth's ocean?
Marianas Trench.
What is the name of Sherlock Holmes' assistant?
Watson.
In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what is the phrase for the letter F?
Oh, can you repeat the question?
In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what is the phrase for the letter F?
Pass.
What is the chemical symbol for potassium?
K.
What is the shape with the 7 sides called?
Teflon.
Which element has the atomic number 6?
Carbon.
What is the national currency of Japan?
Won.
Hey.
Did he go to Harvard?
Hey.
I mean, come on.
Hey.
Brewers Hill.
Listen.
He is like a PhD.
What do you guys think that was?
Out of 15?
I think that was what?
13,
11?
12.
It was an 11 spot.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
Ben's
oh,
cooked.
boy.
I
Cooked.
started laughing because he got 7 in a row right, and Ben saw me. He's going to walk in intimidated.
Yeah, he should. I mean, that.
Have fun with him, Jackie.
Ooh,
Let him
boy.
know he sucks.
Or we should make him pretend he's got a shot. My laugh could have meant anything.
Yeah, that's true. He thinks
Kyle, you should tell him he's got it.
All right. Why you come in smiling? You feel good?
Ben literally walks through like an outlaw in a like an old like Western pub.
I was thinking little child coming in looking at Christmas tree.
That's accurate.
Both accurate. All I know is that I saw a lot of celebrating amongst the 4 of you.
I don't know if celebrating's the right word.
Maybe reactions might be the right word. I don't know if celebrating.
Well, there is one perfect score in the history of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Did that happen?
Far from that.
Nah.
Okay,
yeah, wow. Goodness gracious.
Are you nervous? Why
Always.
you nervous?
I want to win.
Well, Ben, this is
you
the
got a
first
chance?
time you've been, playing when you were below 500. So you had to claw your way back. You'd be like the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I need a turnover.
You do, desperately.
No, you'll be all right.
Well,
how did Jackie do?
Jackie did good.
She killed it. Smooth.
Let Jackie speak for herself. Are you guys
Jackie, did you
her
kill it?
puppets?
I mean, I think it's better than a B from last week.
Okay.
At least for Cody. We'll see about you.
Is it better than Brad and Kyle Strofe?
I mean, when the bar is the floor.
Hey!
Excuse me, when the bar for Kyle is the basement and the bar for Brad is the floor.
Then we can only go up.
Correct.
Like an elevator with Jackie.
Ben, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Which ancient civilization built the city of Machu Picchu?
The Aztecs.
What is the square root of 144?
12.
Who wrote a play, A Midsummer's Night Dream?
I don't know. Plays next.
Who painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling?
Leo.
You got it.
Da Vinci.
Which two elements make up water?
Hydrogen, H2O, and oxygen.
Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
In Greek mythology, who's the god of the underworld?
The water one.
Yeah.
Aquarius.
Oh, he's cooked.
What is the national currency of Japan?
Yen.
Who was the British Prime Minister during most of World War II?
Margaret Thatcher.
What is the name of the deepest point in the Earth's oceans?
The deepest point.
I would just pass.
Keep going. Choke, Jackie.
What is the name of Sherlock Holmes' assistant?
Ah, man, I don't know those Robert Downey movies.
What?
Oh, my God.
In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what is the phrase for the letter F?
Alpha, beta, falfa.
Yeah!
What is the chemical symbol for potassium?
Na. Potassium. K.
What is the shape with the seven
Racist.
sides called?
Shut up. What was the... No, Wait. What is going on? And we need to... Okay, time out. I'm sure I lost, but new rule.
Oh,
he needs his mic shut off.
What? He said, what? I wasn't the one that said KKK. That was you.
It's called NA.
It's not NA either.
I know, but I screamed K. Did I scream it 3 times?
No, you said KKK.
You said it 3 times.
Wow.
Just K. You want one K singular.
That's a 5 spot. He didn't even get half of what Cody and Bruce.
Yeah, he cooked.
Wow.
Cody cooked. You had no chance.
Cody cooked. I knew he was cooking.
You tried, though.
That was one of the look, the questions were easy this week. That was an all-time bad performance by you.
I did. The questions weren't easy.
They're never as easy as you make the questions and you have the answers. Of course, you're going to look at them and
roll through them together, and you'll kick yourself.
Yeah, I think you will.
All right.
The first question was hard.
Running back to question 1. The ancient civilization that built Machu Picchu, that was the Inca.
That was close. Aztecs,
That's
Inca.
what Cody said too.
Yeah,
Wrong, though.
Mayans, all the same to me.
What is the square root of 144? It is 12.
We would agree that's an easy question.
Yes.
Okay.
The person who wrote the play, A Midsummer's...
Name one person that wrote the plays. Name one person.
Shakespeare.
Ding, ding, ding.
That was
Hey,
the
say it
answer.
again. How you say it?
Shakespeare.
Oh, okay.
I thought it said Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I did. Shakespeare.
Who painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling? That was Michelangelo.
You was close,
You've
though.
been asked that question.
No less than 15 times.
Right. And you get it wrong every time.
Michelangelo.
Crazy.
It's the other Ninja Turtle.
I just have like a
Nice, Jackie.
Michelangelo.
One word, but yes.
Poor Ben.
At least someone's got some sympathy around here.
The 2 elements that make up water, you got that correct. That was hydrogen and oxygen.
H&O. Good job.
H&O.
Easy question, right?
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah, exactly.
The first
Got a D in chemistry, but I rolled through it.
The first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean is
Killed
Amelia Earhart. Sorry.
Killed it.
In Greek mythology, it is Hades, who's the god of the underworld.
What do you think about water?
Not Aquarius.
He's got like flames in like the Hercules movies.
I'm not a Greek mythology guy. For the last 7 years we've been doing Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? I don't know Greek mythology.
Well,
Have you
maybe
seen the
should
movie
learn.
Hercules?
No.
What?
You should watch it.
Hercules.
Wait, so you don't know, but you know what Lucas Van Ness's nickname is.
Hercules.
But you don't know why.
Well, he doesn't play like a Hercules.
But you know who Hercules is.
Yeah.
Context.
It's a
Who's
movie.
Hercules?
He's a Greek god.
I don't think he's really a Greek god.
It's kind of close. He's half Greek god, half man.
Human.
Like me.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Not
Said a
after
lot about
today's
yourself.
program.
Yeah.
God.
Uh-huh. Powerful.
The national currency of Japan is yen.
Nice job.
Ben.
The British Prime Minister during most of World War II is Winston Churchill.
Winston.
But I'm glad you knew who Margaret Thatcher was.
Yeah, we're getting better at that one.
Yeah.
The deepest point in the Earth's ocean is the...
Not the deepest point.
What?
He said the deepest point. That was his answer.
Oh. The Mariana?
Man, I don't know.
Mariana Trench.
I didn't know that.
Trench.
Did you know that at all? It's news
That
to
was
me.
tough.
I don't watch like Life on Discovery Channel. I feel like
you should. Those are awesome.
Thanks,
You
Brad.
see the new one with Tom Hanks coming out?
No.
They're
Great
awesome.
voice for it.
Just the way you said it. Oh, you should.
Yeah, it sounds like you partake in activities while watching those.
The assistant to Sherlock Holmes is Dr. Watson.
Never.
The
Never.
phonetic alphabet for the letter F for the phrases is
Falfa.
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Oh.
The symbol for potassium is just a singular K. Just a singular K.
Just one. Couple of people said too many Ks, Ben.
Yeah, don't bring them
Couple.
hoods out
Couple.
now.
Are you sure I said 3 Ks?
Oh, boy, you said it.
You did.
Boy,
yeah.
you said, no, K. They got their pitchforks, and they was like, we coming to you, bitch.
Oh, gosh. The shape with the 7 side is a heptagon.
See, I would have got that. I'm good with shapes and sides, but Kyle was yelling racist.
Oh, stop it. Say it. How do you spell it?
Hepta?
Yeah.
HEPTA, heptagon.
Okay. All right. We put that on the list again, Strofe.
Do it.
And then the element with the atomic number 6, it is carbon.
Would have got it.
Really?
No.
Yikes.
I'm going to take a breather after that one. That was tough
You
luck.
still have yet to beat the trivia czar.
How about that?
26, 28, and 8.
It's a lot of ties. Shut up, Brad.
It's wide.
Go back to watching Life.
True. I gladly will.
What is it about the
You'll
czar
learn
that makes you
something.
so nervous?
It's
I'm a
not the
woman?
czar.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, yeah.
I ain't scared of no woman.
Intimidated by a strong woman.
You're weak.
All right.
Fun.
loser.
Can I give a fun fact about you?
Uh-oh.
Depends what it is.
Interesting.
She has a turkey
Oh, yeah, Fred.
named Fred.
Fred. And Fred's a woman.
We're gonna eat Fred for Thanksgiving this year.
No, y'all killing Fred?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Who's
doing
Fred?
the killing of
Wait
Fred.
a minute.
the
Why
story,
y'all
Jackie?
killing Fred?
Fred's a long story.
What you mean a long story? It's going to be a dead story a couple months from now. What are we doing?
We're gonna cook him and eat him.
Hey, he's got 10 months yet.
Is he getting plump? What do you feed a turkey?
Just
Seed?
feed, get it from Tractor Supply.
You know, she
Costs like
brought in
$13.
Tractor Supply. That's awesome.
For somebody's birthday present, she brought in turkey eggs.
They wanted some.
What?
Come on now.
Are turkey eggs healthy?
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
Brad.
did they crack them open and like put them like over easy?
you can.
Do you eat turkey
You
eggs
can
at
scramble
home?
them. Yeah, they're about 2 times the size of a
They're
chicken
about
egg.
2 times the size. It sounds like my name's Jackie. I live out in the South. I got some turkey eggs. We gonna cook them up and eat them.
Go back into your loser corner and turn around.
That was good. That was good.
Jack, you went all country on us there.
Yeah.
Throw 'em in a
You know, we gotta throw them in the skillet.
It's like Southern Kyle.
No
Yeah,
eggs.
Southern
No
Cal
eggs
comes
for
out.
you. You and I can be eggless.
Hey, Fred,
Come here, Fred. Come here, Fred.
lay some turkey eggs, Fred. We gotta eat some lunch today.
My God.
Come on now.
Thanks, Jackie.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jackie.
Good
See you
work,
next
Jackie.
week.
That was Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? And although I have the loss, I think we all win. Brad, tell us about Sleeper.
Oh, that's right.
Jackie's about to put me in one.
That's right. You gotta watch her as she walks by. But we could all use a little bit of an excitement after that. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Add a little bit more excitement into your sports watching. You do that with Sleeper Picks. You just download the Sleeper app today and you pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. I was doing this all weekend, watching the NFL playoffs, watching the national championship. There's so many opportunities to make your picks. And guess what? If you're right, if you win, you can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users will just pay $5, a $5 play, and you're going to receive $55 in free entry. That gives a opportunity after opportunity to compound your money. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD. That's BRAD. That's my name. If you do the $5 play, you will be able to get $55 in free entries with code BRAD in the Sleeper app. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-246-2537 for help.
All right, down goes Ben Brust.
No, you are hilarious.
There was a lot to unpack.
That was hilarious.
You were funny the way you said Michelangelo. Michelangelo?
He thought it was the first and last name, huh?
It was the first and last name.
Yeah. I seriously did.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Michael, comma, Angelo.
No.
Angelo, Michael.
There's
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
Doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We still have a clear ride across the area as far as any kind of delays are concerned, so we're really not seeing too many problems. The only thing we're seeing are a bunch of broken down vehicles. They're all out of traffic, so it's not really affecting your ride, but that gives you an idea. We've got that cold temperatures to deal with, so just be extra careful as you're driving around the area. Traffic is brought to you by the Knickerbocker on the Lake. Discover the Knickerbocker on the Lake, Milwaukee's historic hotel since 1929. Experience elegance, modern comfort, and unforgettable stays. Book now at knickerbockerontheLake.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, sunny, very cold, a high of 3 above, with wind chills anywhere from 20 below to 30 below. Tonight, increasing clouds slowly warming up. Breezy with a low of 0, warming up to 6 above. Wind chills of 10 below to 20 below. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their 2-man scramble tournament and play Pebble Beach for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put tunes
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover. I'm sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Guys, let's talk about something important. That's you. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Taking care of your health and appearance isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, confident, and ready to take on the world. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, they make it easy. With experts in advanced skincare, body contouring, and anti-aging treatments, Quintessa's here to help you stay sharp and at your best. Trust me, when you look good, you feel even better. So why wait? Visit myquintessa.com and take the first step toward a more confident you.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our Ring Size Registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size...
Because, maybe they want to surprise you.
All they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What is the chemical symbol for potassium?
Na.
What is
Potassium. K.
What is the shape with the seven
Racist.
sides?
Just an unfortunate turn of events there.
Really unfortunate.
I got the answer right, and I couldn't even hear the next question because I got Kyle in my ear next to me screaming things.
Brother, I don't know what you was doing. You was the one screaming things.
I wanted to make sure I had the answer right.
Yeah, you did more than that one.
Yeah, with conviction.
I'm telling you, some people driving said, uh-oh.
What is the chemical symbol for potassium?
All right, we get it.
Na.
What is
Potassium. K.
What is the shape with the seven
Racist.
sides?
Oh, you laughing now, huh, Kyle? It's funny now?
It's funny now, yeah.
You're all serious in the moment.
I don't know.
Threw me off my game.
Made me think about the Bad Boys movie.
Is that a second movie reference to Kyle?
Yeah,
today?
Kyle's
yes,
on
twice
fire.
today.
Yeah.
You give him another show, and he's just firing on all
My
cylinders.
first one was a little off. It was a cartoon.
Yeah, it was when we had Waterboy.
Yeah, it was American Dad, the cartoon.
I said
That's
that
a huge miss.
Huge miss.
I mean, but
That's way off.
Waterboy and American.
If it was like Billy Madison,
No.
I could understand that.
in my
but-
defense, I showed Ben the video. The woman who did it was very similar to the mother in Waterboy.
Yeah, a little
the way
bit.
She said it had a little accent.
All that happened was, as I said, Ben Johnson, the new Bears head coach, is signing his paperwork as a lefty, and I don't trust lefties. I just think there's something weird about lefties.
Well, they see the world different.
Do they really?
I think so.
We got any lefties around here?
Can we acknowledge we asked you about Sherlock Holmes? And you said, this comment flew way under the radar. You said,
so much.
I don't know
There were
about
so
the
many
Robert
moments.
Downey Jr. movies. The book was written in 1887.
Yes, but Josh DiMaggio, who texts in, who used to produce Scalzo and Brust and write these questions, now producing Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Mornings 94.5 ESPN, still gets mad at the way my brain pulls information as if he hasn't known this for the last 7 years. I'm like Slumdog Millionaire. The way I pull information is not the same way that regular people pull information.
I got to give you credit right there. That was a 2-1. Nicely done.
Their
Thank you.
associations are wild.
It's
wild.
like Slumdog Millionaire, bro.
Yeah.
It's a weekly treat. I'll just say that.
And he learns a lot of stuff, like Michelangelo is one word,
And
an
then, he
actual
goes,
first name.
and then later on in the segment, he goes, yeah, so the trivias are Jackie has a turkey and we're going to kill it. But this is the same man that dealt with a woodpecker problem for like 4 months.
Well, I didn't say I was going to kill it. I was going to eat it. I've heard about Fred. She's been grooming Fred for
years now.
to be served for turkey.
Oh, really?
For Thanksgiving. Yeah, Fred's been alive for as long as I've known her.
Yeah, Fred was going to be this Thanksgiving, but she's postponed it the next Thanksgiving.
What, just to plump them up even more? To really get some more?
Yeah, we want a juicy turkey.
We want a plump turk.
I want to deep fry that sucker.
How long does a turkey need to age before?
Well, Cody chimes in. If you're going to eat that turkey, you better feed it organic food for the next 10 months.
Yeah, I'm not eating no non-organic turkay.
Yeah, I'm not eating a turkey.
Who said you're invited?
Yeah.
I'm going to get me a
You
bite
guys
of
just
Fred.
learned about Fred.
I don't want to get invited to the farm and eat Fred. I'm good.
Why not?
I want my food processed. Processed in a factory.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really
Who do you
healthy.
trust more, Jackie and Fred?
The factory.
No, that's
factory. They have
Wow.
standards. I don't know what Jackie's standards are. I seen them nasty eggs that she brought. Ugly looking eggs. They were just they look hideous. They look like they still had slime
Yeah, what color
on
were
What
the
was ugly about that?
They had there were spots all over them. They looked dirty. Had dirt on it. I said, Jackie, what is this?
If you saw the
It had
eggs?
placenta on it. Yeah.
placenta.
I'm telling you, it
That's
had
not
some.
right.
Oh, come on.
No, that's not.
You can't. Can you say that on the radio?
Yes, you can.
He just did.
I'm telling you, Jackie showed me the eggs. Like, yeah, somebody's birthday present. I said, why?
It's not placenta.
Well, it was something. It wasn't clean. Tell you that much.
Dave from Aaron says, bring it back.
saying that
Yeah, right? Wow. Like, bring it back, Strove. Benny, in fact, said he will take care of Fred. I won't be doing I just want to redact that statement. I will not be taking care of Fred the turkey.
I just think
That'd
it's
be
odd.
hard. Is Jackie going to be the executioner too?
I wouldn't put it past her.
Wait a minute. She didn't grow up on no farm, so I'm trying to figure out how
she's adopted the farm.
Yeah, I guess she has.
Does she live on a farm currently?
Yes.
She may.
She's got some animals. I guess it's personal information, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess she talked about Fred. I just think it's weird to
she talked about Fred the turkey.
I just think it's pretty interesting to raise an animal for multiple years only to know you're going to kill him. Like this is just
so you're cool with all the chicken and steak that you eat. Like you'd rather not know.
She named her Fred.
Kyle, are you familiar with Baby Strophe? Have I told you this story before?
Oh, did they kill Baby Strophe?
So back when
a dairy cow,
I lived in
Oh no,
it's a beef cow.
Are you going to purchase Baby Strophe?
Baby Strophe's dead.
Oh,
no way already.
So
let's buy up the meat.
Baby Strophe got sent to Utah from a farm in Deerfield. So I went out and met
Wisconsin.
Baby Strophe. So Baby Strophe was born while I was hosting what is now Jim, Matt, and Molly, filling in one day. And they named Baby Strophe after me. So I went out in Deerfield, Wisconsin, and met Baby Strophe. Found out a few months later, Baby Strophe's been shipped off to Utah, and is now, I think, no longer with us.
Oh no!
And no longer with the people who ate him either.
I would have loved the opportunity to buy.
I would have loved
portion
to
of
buy
Baby
Strophe.
We could all split up and have each a quarter of Baby Strophe.
I'm not trying to eat something named Baby Strophe. That's just weird.
Every time you cook a burger, take a bite, like Strophe.
Y'all are weird. Very odd.
I just love how whether you name it or you don't, it all goes through the same cycle.
When you name something, you grow attached to it. I have attachment issues. I can't get attached to no thing.
Do you think Jackie's going to have second thoughts?
She did this year. That's why Fred's still alive.
Fred's still alive.
She looked at Fred with that butcher knife.
She has a sword over the neck, and she's like, "Can't do it."
Those big old turkey eyes.
Yeah,
like,
Fred.
What's going on, Mom?
She said, "I can't do it. I can't do it."
It's making the turkey. I can't do it.
I'm telling you, that's what happened. That's why Fred's still alive this year. Good luck, Fred.
Good luck, Fred. Fred the turkey is our question czar of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Jackie's pet?
Yeah, I guess so.
Pet that they're going to kill and eat?
Could we legally bring Fred into the studio?
We can.
I don't see why.
We bring animals all the snakes.
Somebody brought a chicken in the other day.
Oh, that's right. There was a chicken.
Dude brought a chicken
the rooster that was on my shoulder this summer.
Yeah. Head on jeans. It's tight as
yeah, that's my guy. Yeah.
That was a shocking moment.
Ooh,
when I walked into the studio.
What's wrong?
No, I'm just catching my breath. There's been a lot that's happened in the last 30 minutes. I'm starting to get hot in this thing.
Oh, here you go.
Luckily, I don't have two pairs of pants on like Stroke. I'd be sweating. You sweating?
I'm sweating. I got 3 layers on up top, too.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation, 800-990-3776 on the Carvelous Talking text line. That last text, Strofe, go look at it. I can't read it.
Yeah, don't read it.
So, Jordan Love versus Jaden Daniels, huh?
Yeah. Oh, we did say that?
Well, we did plan that. I want to get a little... We talked about that with Tausch. I just want to know like how discouraged you are, more so from the way the NFC North has fared in the playoffs. Just go to break.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in the house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We still have a pretty quiet ride out there, although for the cold, yeah, we got a lot of broken down vehicles, so just be extra careful. For the most part, everything's moving along smoothly. I'm not really seeing any delays. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds, slow warming, breezy with a low of 0, warming up to 6 above, veritable heat wave. Wind chill is going to be 10 below to 20 below. Tomorrow, scattered snow showers up to an inch possible, breezy, warmer, a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. There is no limit and no payments for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. If you already have a price quote, they'll beat it. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Do we need to start the Andy Reid GOAT conversation as it relates to Belichick? Is that conversation up for grabs here?
I mean, it should have started already. I mean, Andy Reid has won 100-plus games with 2 different franchises. So it's not as if it's a situation where he just became a good coach when Patrick Mahomes arrived into the NFL. He's been doing it at a high level for a really long time. Where they went to 4 conference championship games with the Philadelphia Eagles, got to a Super Bowl. So even though he hadn't had the high-end success, even though he was the bridesmaid, never a bride, we all knew that Andy Reid, from an X's and O's standpoint, was one of the best in the game. Now, game management used to be his Achilles heel, but not anymore, because we're seeing it with the Kansas City Chiefs. This team is used to being in and winning close football games. So, yeah, I think we're going to start having that conversation about Andy Reid, and the volume on it is going to get ratcheted up louder.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 1/13 through 1/24. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. While supplies last. See store or Lowes.com for more details and qualifying items.
Something amazing is happening in networking. Organizations are scaling with less stress. That's because CDW is designing and implementing intelligent HPE Aruba networking solutions that simplify and secure operations. With automation at the center of your data center, growing pains can be a thing of the past. HPE Aruba Networking and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Aruba.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you till 5 o'clock. Shaking off the old "Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust" past. The last 30 minutes were really fun. A lot happened, Foxy. Check it out at WisconsinOnDemand.com. Austin Powers reference. I know Brad got that.
Loved it. Loved it.
Thank you. Now, I want to know how discouraged everyone is about the results of the playoffs. Because the Lions were the darling, from a team perspective, in our division, bounced. Jaden Daniels is the darling right now, which, as Tausch pointed out, was what Jordan Love was last year without getting over the hump of the Niners and making it to the NFC Championship game. Kyle, as you look at Jaden Daniels and the playoffs, how do you feel as a Packer fan?
I feel salty.
Damn, salty.
I feel discouraged because last year, you just said it, Jordan Love was the darling. So last year, we were like, okay, we see what it looked like. He's the future. I said the man was elite. I said Jordan Love was elite. But something that I noticed watching Jaden Daniels was what a real elite quarterback looks like, right? So it comes off to me as I'm a little discouraged based off how good Jaden is. Now, he could be a generational talent. That's what we thought Caleb Williams was. But he could end up being
but we hadn't seen Caleb Williams do it in the NFL.
Yeah, and so if he is a generational talent, then maybe I'll be okay with Jordan Love and where he's at currently.
And then you
right
can laugh
now,
that they took Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, but it doesn't sit right with Packers fans. It shouldn't sit right to see a team like the Washington Commanders, who were absolutely nowhere for a very long time,
forever,
all of a sudden,
since Joe Gibbs
hired Dan Quinn. They draft Jaden Daniels.
They bring in Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, yeah, and they don't hire. They have new ownership, and within 15 to 18 months of all this change going on, they are seeing results immediately. Immediately with a quarterback that is literally in his first season. A year ago, he was training for the NFL draft. Now he's practicing for an NFC championship game. So as a Packers fan, it has to be disheartening to see yourself get passed up by the Washington Commanders and see the way that they went about it and they did it. So when I compare Jordan Love to Jaden Daniels, and y'all know I love Jordan Love, but I'd be a fool to pick Jordan Love over Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is the future. Actually, he's the present.
So take it a step back from the Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love thing. When you talk about a change in ownership, you talk about what they hired and what they did, does it make you want Goody to change the sustainability of the way the Green Bay Packers build football teams?
No, he has to. He has to. You have to have a foundation of how you build your organization. And
he has to change?
He has to slightly adjust, right?
Okay.
You have to be able to evaluate and adjust. You have to know, like we talked about it earlier today. We talked about it last week. When Goody talks about a sense of urgency, that sense of urgency needs to be applied to him in understanding that I have a model that has given me a certain level of success, but it has not given me championship level of success. And if you want to have championship level of success, there is an opportunity with the cap space that you have, is that the Green Bay Packers can add pieces that could put this team over the top. We don't do this every year. At least in Green Bay and Lambeau, we don't just play just to make the playoffs. We play to be consistent, to have a chance to win a Super Bowl. But the key thing is to win a Super Bowl. And to win a Super Bowl, you have to deviate from what you always do. And when I look at what the Washington Commanders did, they added, Tao said he didn't want an old Bobby Wagner, but Bobby Wagner is contributing to this team not only on the football field, but more importantly in that locker room and helping with that culture. They added an Austin Eckler. He ain't the best running back at this point, but he still was able to give them something as well. They added
No, he's not, but he did help.
No, but
in moments.
They added my boy Nick Ballore, Whitefish Bay. Shout out to him. Special teams, 3 tackles on Saturday. But they added
Special teams.
But he was a special teams Pro Bowler before, and he was a captain for the Seattle Seahawks last year as well. But all I'm saying is that they added 30-plus-year-olds because they understood if you fit the mold of what we need is leadership, and you also have talent where you contribute to this football team, it can get us over the top. You have been surpassed by a poor franchise in the Washington Commanders, and that should be alarming to Goody. He needs to scratch his head, do some research, and go ahead and make some differences and sign some people.
You actually started scratching your head.
Because
You want him to scratch it?
Scratching.
It's a head. You got to look back. You look at the Commanders, you got to scratch your head like, how in the hell did they surpass us?
Yeah, you know what this is like? This is like, think of any given company, right? And you got someone that just like plugs away decade after decade. He's there for 30 years, and he's made his way into like a management level, but doesn't do anything really special, just puts in the time, tries to do everything right. That's the Green Bay Packers. But the Commanders are like, they're like the young buck that comes in, and they come up with this great idea. Changes the company, and the guy says, you know what? You're going to lead this division now, and totally passes up the guy that's been there for 30 years. The guy that's been there for 30 years, he's got to look at himself in the mirror and say, I got to do something different. These guys are coming in with ideas, with the ability to think outside the box. If I just keep it thinking inside the box, never going to get to where I want to go. The Green Bay Packers, they got to take a page out of the Washington Commanders book a little bit. I think they look around at each position group and just say, what's our best? What's the best scenario to get better? That could be signing a veteran. That could be drafting a guy. That could be a guy already on your roster, developing them. And they did that seemingly overnight. So given the fact that the Packers, all these years, have double-digit wins since 1991, when the Redskins at the time, Commanders now, went to the Super Bowl, they've had 4 double-digit winning seasons. 4. The Packers have had 20.
Damn.
And the Packers have a couple Super Bowls and stuff, but the fact that you blink your fingers just like that in one season, that all of that, the Commanders have equalized where the Green Bay Packers are. It's discouraging. So hopefully this is a wake-up call for the Packers to, have that sense of urgency that Goody's talking about.
I mean, there is, as Don chimes in, Jaden looks a notch above Jordan, but before we crown Jaden, let's see how he finishes the season and how he adjusts to next season because we saw what year 2 was like for Jordan Love this year. 800-990-3776, the Carp was talking text.
And C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud had a tough second year, too, I would say, compared to his rookie year.
He did, but again, what they did is they surrounded him with a lot of veteran players. Like Zach Ertz, is he super, super talented now? No, but he can still contribute to the football team. Hell, even bringing in a Marcus Mariota, a guy that's just been, he is a career backup at this
We got Malik.
Okay,
Malik.
I like Malik, but Marcus Mariota, what he can bring is he can bring a veteran presence, a guy who has experience to start in the NFL, and he understands what his role is now. His role is not to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. His role is to get that check and step in when he needs to and help groom Jaden Daniels. They built a team around him to help build up Jaden Daniels. They already had a pretty good defense there, which they added more pieces at the trade deadline when they added Marshawn Lattimore. So you got to give them credit for what they're building.
I am fascinated to see what the NFC North looks like next year in terms of like who's the favorite. Like, because I know the Lions will be, but I would not take that bet just with all the change. The Vikings, the Bears with Ben Johnson, and the Vikings just extended Kevin O'Connell just like 5 minutes ago to a multi-year deal along with their GM. So a lot of things happening within the NFC North, but I'm fascinated to see when Pato puts out the NFC North look ahead and who they think will be the favorite of the NFC North. But you can also go enjoy. You got college basketball galore. You have the kitchen where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy seating for 200 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. 2,000 square foot video wall. If you're in a rush, they have 20-minute reserved parking spaces, and you can use your rewards card to bet along the way. So build your bets at paysbig.com/sportsbook. We go to Dave in Tosa, 800-990-3776. You're on the Carb List talking text line.
Hey, guys, thanks for taking the call. Great day for calls, the freezing cold weather.
Yes, sir.
I just kind of wanted to touch on what you talked about with Washington and Jaden Daniels. And it's like, man, dude's a stud, super fun to watch. But how many times have we seen this with rookie quarterbacks? And it's like, it feels like we're at the same level of Washington with the Packers right now. But are they going to be able to do this next year and the year after and the year after? Like, Packer fans were disappointed with how the season was, but they're the youngest team in the NFL. They won a whole bunch of games and disappointing loss in the postseason. It happens, but like, what do the Packers look like in the next 3 years, and what does Washington look like in the 3 years? My question to you guys is, which team would you take?
Oh, that's a doozy.
For the next 3 years?
Next 3 years, who would you take? We'll hit it next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota. Iota.
Yeah, that's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. Don't let the chilly weather end your golf season. X-Golf and American Family Field is open all year round. They've got innovative and accurate golf simulators, all overlooking left field at AmFam Field. Enjoy daily lunch specials or have an outing with your friends and take in X-Golf's full bar and food menus. X-Golf AmFam Field is even offering golf lessons by a PGA Pro. Everyone is welcome at X-Golf AmFam. Book your sim today, xgolfamfamfield.com. I'll see you out there.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And it is playoff time, now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money. Download the app today. Use code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Whether you are a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit our great city of Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Hey, maybe you got friends coming in from out of town. St. Kate the Arts Hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you and your friends will enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The best place in the world to invest in your health is the Princeton Club, with one of their 8 Madison locations and the new Berlin in the Milwaukee area. You can find your better tomorrow, and you will know it the moment you walk in. Get a tour, see all the millions of dollars of upgrades across the club, and then when you remember, you're going to see them continuously invest in the club as well. They have free childcare with your membership. They're open 24/7, and they have something for everyone. So lock in that great rate. Lock it in right now and get started on your health journey at the best place, the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin. The only place where you want to get better and you will feel everyone getting better around you. That's the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow. Ben Brust, Kyle Walls, Brad Nortman here with you. Strophe running the show, 800-990-3776. Our last caller had asked a question, because obviously Jaden Daniels has looked really good, made it to the NFC Championship game. He's a rookie. Who would you rather have the next 3 years? I think the way this question becomes hard is Jaden Daniels is in his rookie year, and if he's playing at the same level that Love was last year, Love signed a $55 million deal, and Jaden Daniels on a rookie contract. Dominic on the east side of Milwaukee. What do you got?
Hey, what's up, guys? I got the Packers all day, man. I got the Packers all day. You know, Daniels is kind of like C.J. Stroud last year. He's hot right now, but he's going to go through a sophomore slump. He's going to hit that wall. But I like our receivers more. I like Love more. Love, people want him to run, but
which receivers do you like, Dominic?
Dobbs is, if he can get more calls, Dobbs is really, I think he's elite, man. Like his hands is like he keep glue on his hands, man. He don't drop nothing. And like third down, Dobbs is coming through. Missing Dobbs, and I mean, I like our receivers. Our only thing I wouldn't choose over them is our coaching staff. The floor is too flaky, man.
I mean, that is the MO right now on the floor. Not knowing what he is. You can call him flaky, you can call him tough. He's going to be something different every day.
Dan Quinn's a good coach, a culture setter. But, like, they're going to probably lose Cliff Kingsbury here. But maybe not this year, but maybe next year. At least you're never going to lose your play caller. That's the one good thing about an offensive head coach is you never lose your play caller.
If he's good enough to be elite with Jordan next year and take the next step.
That's true. He's got to do that, though. He's got to take that step. The Packers' youth, I think, is what attracts me. They're going to continue to grow. And
you sound like Goody.
I like him. I like those players young. I like to see a young team taking that field.
He was really trying to find a way to thread the needle.
How can I say that without being?
I like the young RAF scores.
Yeah. They're very capable.
Kyle, you're in Washington Commander Red right now.
I am in Washington Commander Red, but
more so maroon. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
Just go with it, guys. I mean, come on.
Brad threw me off when he said like him young. Made me think about Drake and Kendrick. But
put that on me, Kyle.
I'm just saying. But when I think about this, I lean towards the Packers, but it's not easy because at the end of the day, it's all about having a franchise quarterback. And I believe Jordan Love is a franchise quarterback, but Jaden Daniels has shown me that he might be the future face of the NFL. And so regardless of how good Jordan Love is, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a good football team, but because of Pat Mahomes and his simple presence and his leadership, that team consistently is great, plus Andy Reid as well. And so if you have that guy at quarterback that is so great, he's not Tom Brady, but really, really good, sky's the limit, right? And I feel like Jordan Love still has a lot to show me. So at this very moment, I'm going to say the Packers, but I mean, it's not that far off. And if we
the Packer backers lost his juice.
No, I didn't lose my juice, but the Packers roster isn't better than the roster now. But 3 years from now, I don't know what our roster is going to look like. There may not be one receiver 3 seasons from now. So we're talking about 25, 26, 27. By the time we start the year 2028, there may not be one pass catcher on this roster that could still be on this roster.
I would
Tucker Kraft, maybe?
Probably Tucker Kraft, but talking about the receivers,
yeah, Jaden,
Dominic
we still
call. Man, Dobbs, okay, well, Dobbs is going into his last year of his contract. If you want to keep him around after this year, willing to pay him $20 million a year? I'm not.
You already know Christian Watson's been hurt.
Yep.
Coming off of an ACL, what is it going to look like?
Exactly.
We've already seen the Rashawn Gary experiment coming off of injury.
And the one thing
ACL, that is.
And the one caller before who asked this question, he talked about we're the youngest team in the NFL because Goody keeps going young. And one thing we talked about last season as we had high hopes for the Packers going into San Francisco, the talk I heard, the noise I heard was the youngest team in the NFL doesn't win Super Bowls. That's just the fact of the matter. And so if the Packers continue to be the youngest team in the NFL, history is against them.
Here's the thing that's scary about Jaden Daniels. For the longest time, I felt like all the great young quarterbacks were on the AFC. Here's one that's arriving in the NFC that could really keep the Packers.
I don't like that he brought that up. It's a really good, scary point.
Dare I point out, Ben Johnson with Caleb Williams, Bryce Young got better.
You're so scary.
Don't throw Bryce Young in there
scary
yet.
Yeah, you're scared. You always go doom and gloom.
That's called he's being a spook.
Ben Johnson.
I said, may I point out?
May I point out Ben Johnson's with Caleb Williams? Bumps them. Bryce Young, they suck.
Bumps them.
Bumps.
You know forget them.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Because you're a youngin'. That's okay. You don't know that. Caleb Williams sucks. Yeah, I agree.
Use his own words against him. Very good, Strofe. On Twitter at KBN ESPN, it's a runaway. The NFC North that poses the biggest threat to the Packers in 25. Lions still at 79% despite losing Ben Johnson and likely their defensive coordinator. The Vikings and Bears bring it up the rear at 10% each.
That makes sense. I mean, the Lions still have the best personnel, right? I mean, best O-line, best
getting
D-line.
A lot of guys back off of the IR.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have many free agents. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be on Dan Campbell to replace the coaches, but I mean, they still got the dudes on the field. Personnel-wise, players, they're still the best team.
I think we need to be a little bit more nervous about the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, I'm not going to say
really?
Yeah.
Who's going to be their quarterback?
Sam Darnold.
Expensive Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold was their quarterback. No,
$40 million a deal.
Sam Darnold was their quarterback this past season, and look what they were able to do.
And week 18 against the Lions, he looked like he never played quarterback, and then same in the playoffs.
Wait a minute, what did he do week 17 against the Packers?
Well, what do we know about the Packers? They weren't as good as everyone thought they were.
So what I'm not going to do is I am not going to sit here and not give them credit. They are still a very talented football team. I don't know how good J.J. McCarthy's going to be, but I know how good Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are going to be.
I think if you pointed to Kevin O'Connell, I think that would be a better point. Who just signed an extension.
He's still there, so I'm not going to just forget about them.
Strofe got lost in the sauce of our conversation. Coming up next in Beaver Dam is the Damn Sports Show. 100.5 ESPN is Jim, Matt, and Molly. 800-990-3776. Caller 5, since they didn't give a Screaming Sicilian prize pack on Friday. Be quick. Caller 5, 800-990-3776. You're going to like what you receive from Palermo's. I guarantee it. It's amazing. We also have something bad to share about the NFC North and the success of the NFC North in the playoffs. We're back in 2 minutes.
Pretty quiet ride across the area. No delays at the moment. Just a few broken down vehicles here and there out of traffic. So no accidents either. So we're in good shape still right now. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds, slowly warming up. Breezy with a low of 0, warming up to 6 above. Wind chills anywhere from 10 below to 20 below. And then tomorrow, scattered snow showers up to an inch of accumulation. Breezy, warmer with a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozagon, 94.5 ESPN.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys. We making noise.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
He is Kyle Wallace. I am Ben Brust, alongside Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe is running the show, and as always, you, KBN Nation, at 800-990-3776. This is the weirdest I've ever felt of energy coming from Kyle Wallace as it pertains to the Green Bay Packers. Do you feel what I'm feeling, Brad?
Yeah, there's a little bit of deep, maybe concern.
Yes, deep fear of the direction of the franchise.
Yeah, like
in comparison to others going further than his team.
Yeah, I don't certainly feel sort of like a resignation at all, but maybe wondering like, man, there's just a lot of good teams out there. I don't know if they can get there given all the how populated it is.
The Commanders game really did a number on my confidence. And you have a realization that when you see another young, shiny thing, right, you think you got the hottest thing in the game. You say, oh, yeah, I got the hottest thing around. And then all of a sudden this other hot thing comes around. And not only does this other hot thing is they smoking, but they also are winning. And Jaden Daniels did something we couldn't do. Jaden Daniels went on the road, beat the number 1 seed in the Detroit Lions, who only lost 1 game this year. 2 games this year. And beat them. Send him home.
Well, and Jaden Daniels, like, he kind of does it all, dude. He can spin it, accurate, deep ball, good decision making and running, leadership on the sideline.
Tori Lowe joins us on a Tori Lowe Tuesday. Why are you shaking your head like this, Tori?
Because I saw something that I didn't see from the Packer game with the Washington versus Detroit.
Oh, no. So you're feeling it too.
Yeah, I saw leadership skills. I saw control. I saw somebody that understood the moment. When to use their legs at the right time.
Well, that is
he's a rookie.
I want to make this very clear about Jordan Love because everyone keeps bringing up the legs thing sometimes. He had 250 rushing yards his rookie year. Did he pick some spots? Yes. But Jaden Daniels has had running ability as part of his game coming out of the draft.
Right.
Jordan Love is a pocket passer. and he can roll out, he can do things, but he's never been a guy in his entire career that says, I'm going to tuck it and run.
Well, I'll say this, and when you get on that level where things break down in the NFL, you got to know when to use your legs. You don't make it. I understand he's a pocket quarterback, but I think that the decision making when to use your legs is an art.
Yeah, and I agree with that because I believe that Jordan Love at some point, I understand he's a pocket passer. He has his eyes downfield.
He has the capability. Right. It won't be something he does all the time.
Right.
And that's the thing.
I don't want him to do it all the time, but pick and choose when, like third down, third, and
he did it. He did it in that
close
game.
Games. Yeah.
He did it in the game. He picked up 19 yards. I think he fell just short of the first down.
You're saying that game?
Okay, the playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay,
sorry. The playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17, and he scrambled, didn't get the first down. I believe Tucker Kraft picked it up right after that on 4th down. But that's the thing is that too often I believe that he keeps his eyes downfield and he just tries to find somebody versus using his legs. He's not the most mobile quarterback, but he's a capable quarterback. And getting 5 yards is better than taking a sack or an incomplete pass.
I don't think he has a lot of confidence running the ball. He really only takes off when it is a clear path.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that's comparing anyone to Mahomes isn't fair, but Mahomes is a purebred pocket passer. But he uses his legs really intelligently. Like he knows I got nobody open and I can just get a few yards right there. So it has to be a little bit like that.
Guys, all 4 quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen all have the ability and have shown the ability to pick up crucial first downs with their legs all season long.
Well, I think Jordan Love had a injury-prone season.
Yeah, no, look, I get it.
Never really got going.
I wouldn't trust taking off and running, but I'm just saying I caution of you thinking or anybody thinking that he's going to be a 500-yard rusher.
No, I don't think that. I think
it's picking the spots.
I think I think that when you talk about crucial games, it's chess, and the games get tighter in the playoffs. The teams are better. The game is tighter. And sometimes that little element of edge of using your feet is there when they didn't even expect it from Jordan Love. So what I'm saying is sometimes you can catch teams off guard with your legs in certain schemes when they run certain schemes against your team.
Legs aside, because Tori Lowe joined us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman for a Tori Lowe Tuesday. You had a disheartening sound as you said, I like what I saw from the Commanders, right? Outside of the legs, what struck you that the Packers don't have? Is it just the quarterback position?
Let me tell you this. And people gonna laugh when I say this, but
the energy?
No, they had Doug Williams. You know what I mean? The old Redskin quarterback that actually won the championship. He was there too. He was there, kind of mentoring.
Oh, come on, Tori.
No, what I'm saying is that information is powerful. Like, having somebody there, because I saw this. And
Rodgers was there the last 4 years.
No, I'm talking about at that moment.
You want Favre to show up at that moment?
No, what I'm saying is, okay, I knew y'all was going to make, but when I seen that, you got to realize you got to have people around, like in certain times, sometimes it's better to have people who have been in the situation that you can hear people talk to you, maybe a coach, but when you got people around you that actually are in those situations and say, hey, this is how you respond, this is how you act. I think the grooming and the mentorship of a young quarterback is important. And that knowledge, if they can get it at a certain space, like, as a rookie and things like that. And Aaron Rodgers was there when Jordan Love on the sideline, he watched him play. But I'm talking about as we go into the future, now he's there, he's in the reins. He has a lot of people around. I'm sure the Green Bay has a great, excellent staff of knowledge and wealth. But I saw Doug Williams out there, and I was like, dang, like this guy is right there trying to mentor him along every step.
Doug Williams, the former Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Washington, at that time, Redskins.
Yeah, but isn't that maybe an argument that why Goody should have a veteran backup? Maybe that guy that can work him out, actually throw with him on the practice field and show him what he's looking at in film.
Yes.
Because I love Doug Williams for sure, but the game's changed a lot since then.
But what I'm saying is it's just the mentality of the game.
Everything that comes around the game, right? It's not always just the physical. It's also preparing mentally for the game, as you know, Brad.
The mental preparedness of a person is very important, especially when you're at quarterback. You know what I mean? And then when you're in a high-stakes situation, I think that when you have somebody that's can say, hey, look, I was in this, kind of give you that Carl Winslow moment where the music come on and be like, this is how you handle that. that's very important, very valuable.
You know who Carl Winslow is? Family Matters.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah, you know that music that come on when you got to
Sports Illustrated.
In the corner like
Doug Williams, honored by Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Special bond with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn, loud. Special bond between Jaden Daniels' surge to superstardom.
I'm trying to tell you.
Wow, maybe Tori's on something.
I'm telling you.
Bring back Favre.
I know when you see certain, hold on. I know when you see certain things, that person is getting a certain quality at that moment that you can't get anywhere else.
Bring back Lynn Dickey.
Hey, whoever.
Bring back the Magic
Mahowski.
Man.
Don Mikowski.
Bring back the
Magic Man.
I think that
Jordan Love could use a little magic.
I think if Aaron Rodgers quit the Jets, he could come back.
Nah.
Who do you think would be a better coach?
Get him back over here.
Rodgers or Favre for Love? Like for what Tori's describing, like too emotionally.
Lord, Rodgers would be so insufferable as a coach.
You think so?
Oh my God, he'd be nitpicking everything.
He would be a better coach.
So passive aggressive.
Well, because Favre would look at, they'll be watching film. He threw 3 interceptions in that game against Philly. He's like,
just sneak that one in that a little tighter.
I see
throw it harder.
I see what you were seeing there. You said, hey, forget it. Just throw it. Throw it up there. Try to see if Bo Melton can catch it over 3 guys. Just do it. So
Favre try to see if he can
Rodgers
get the.
Don't be stupid and take the smart play. Be quicker getting the ball out your hand. Don't listen.
No, you would say something a bit more of a shot.
Audible at the line.
If you want to be a MVP level quarterback, then you're going to want to do it like this, Jordan.
Yeah, that's probably more like it.
He might take him to one of those retreats.
Yeah, I don't know if we want that.
I don't need Jordan's,
forget it. You know what I mean? I think this is, made. What I'm saying is the knowledge that is surrounding this young man in Washington is there. That's all I'm saying.
So who are you taking today, Jaden Daniels or Jordan Love? Today, if you had to start a franchise, right?
Jordan Love.
If you with this Packers roster, you're taking Jordan Love?
I'm going to stick with Jordan Love.
If you could put Jaden Daniels on this roster, whose contract?
Jaden Daniels' contract.
Oh, shoot. That's easy.
I'm going to stick with Jordan Love. I ain't going to give up on Jordan
That's a real Packer backer.
Yeah, I might give
real
up
Packer backer.
Jordan Love
Kyle's a fraud Packer backer.
I just see what the dynamics are. Like I said, I watch the game very close, and when I see certain things, it sticks out to me like, okay, that's why he's so calm. He got that mentorship there. I saw that. And if he looked it up, they're saying he's being encouraged by these men. But that is important to when I was coming up, I needed somebody that had been in the situation to tell me how to handle it. At the time, sometimes these moments get so big, and then there's nobody to look to. You hear in the crowd, they patting you on the shoulder, but to have somebody like, okay, this is what we're trying to do. Look at Dion and his son. Look, like he's there. Like, hey, we saw that, but this is how you handle that. To teach the mentality why it's happening is invaluable.
That's true. I mean, but that for me. That's what Tom Clemens, who was the quarterback coach for the Packers, should have been doing. But more importantly, with Matt LaFleur being the play caller for this football team, being the offensive genius that people say that he is, and he has shown that he's really good at creating a scheme and a game plan, that should be the bond and relationship that he has with Jordan. That might be something that's absolutely missing, because even at the end of the year, he said something that Jordan needs to grow in is leadership, right? Jordan he ain't new to this, right? He might be new to being a starter year 2 as a starter, but we should have been preparing him for this leadership role way before then. Because
is this the unholy congregation?
Oh, wow. This is my old rock band. Hey, what y'all doing on this show? Here we go.
Is this your solo?
Yeah, this is my first radio rock song.
All right. 20-second listen in to a solo of Tory Lowe. Every breath I take, life is getting shorter. Powerful.
And he rapping the lyrics too, taking them back.
Oh, wow. I remember when that got played on the radio in Iowa when I was out there in the rock band, and I remember listening to it on the radio, and I was just tears. I was like, man, we made it.
Did you write those lyrics, Tori?
Yeah, I wrote, I produced, write, I do all of it.
Powerful.
How about that?
Tori, before we let you go,
hey,
Tori, I heard a rumor about you.
Go right ahead.
You're not nervous or anything?
No, I'm never
So
nervous.
yesterday you were emceeing a MLK Day event, correct?
Yes.
And a young child was talking to you about Martin Luther King Jr.
Pow!
And I'm glad you said that word, because at some point I heard the child said the word powerful.
He did.
And then you yelled as the child was still speaking,
Pow!
Is that true?
Yes, I did.
100% true.
And everybody was, oh.
It was good. It was a good powerful.
Did you tell him what's happening, Tori?
It was like a little kid saying, yes, Martin Luther King Jr. was a very powerful individual, and Tori Lowe, holding a microphone, yelled,
pow!
in the middle of this event.
He did it twice.
It did it twice. It happened just like that.
It was funny.
Pow!
Wouldn't have it any other way with Tori Lowe.
I heard it, and I was like, did Zach hit the hotkey or was that Tori? And then I saw the second time, I was like, that's T-Lo.
Yeah. It was an amazing time at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. But like I said, we out here, time to be powerful. Hopefully the Packers can get it together.
Well, we will see what Goody does.
Wait,
and we'll see how.
If you say the word powerful, should I yell powerful?
No, you can't do it every time.
You can't do it every time.
You got to feel the moment.
You got to be in the middle of the moment.
Yeah.
Right? You got to feel the passion.
no one's right.
Tori, you know what's powerful?
What's powerful?
Having some windows that keep the cold air from outside from coming inside.
What?
Yeah, Tori.
Pow!
Is your windows cold right now? Are they cold?
Hey, my feet was freezing.
They was freezing, so you got to get Universal Windows Direct. Anybody else that's saying the same thing that Tori is saying, I have the solution for you. You have to contact my friends at Universal Windows Direct, because not only can they help you make sure that you keep your house draft-free, but also they can make sure you have lower energy bills, right? They help with that. And then on top of that, they can make sure that your home is cozier with these incredible savings. And at Universal Windows Direct, you got to check this out. They have an amazing deal. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 more for absolutely free. And there is no limit. Yes, sir, it is powerful. And also 36 months of no interest payments. Yes, 36 months. Tori, I'm telling you right now, you got to get with Universal Windows Direct. And the last thing, T-Law, I know you don't like this one. Check this out. When you receive a quote from another company, you bring it to Universal Windows Direct, and guess what? Their commitment is to give you the best quality, and they'll beat the quote that you got.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that, T-Lo, so call them today. Universal Windows Direct at 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Oh, wow.
I got some unfortunate news for the black and blue division lovers, like Tori Lowe. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So far, we got a pretty good ride shaping up. East and westbound 94, full freeway speeds, pretty much all over the place, is actually looking pretty good. We do have those broken down vehicles here and there, but that is pretty typical for this kind of weather that we've been experiencing. So just be prepared in your car just in case you do break down. But right now, you shouldn't be slowing down anywhere. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, slow warming, breezy with a low of 0, warming up to 6 above, wind chill of 10 below to 20 below. And then tomorrow, scattered snow showers up to an inch possible, breezy, warmer, a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozgan, 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead's Natalie Cuso. The junior guard for Arrowhead's girls basketball team continues to see her star rise this season. After averaging 23.7 points per game as a sophomore, the junior Cuso has raised that to 26.5 points per game this season, including 35 points in a big win this month over Milwaukee. She also put up 34 points in a Warhawks win against one of the top-ranked teams in the entire country. According to ESPN, Cuso is a 5-star recruit and is already being recruited by heavy hitters in college in the Big Ten and ACC, among other conferences. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Natalie Cuso, and good luck the remainder of the season.
Landworks is the locally owned landscape company to elevate the look of your home or business. Landworks is different because of customer service. From the crew to the salesperson to the admin team, you're in good hands with Landworks. Their sales and design teams are made up of horticulturists, licensed landscape architects, and passionate plant people. Their landscape architects and horticulture team members are also project managers. This means you'll have a single point of contact from initial design through completion of work. See their amazing work for yourself at landworkswisconsin.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I
Brad Nortman mentioned earlier, it's not always great to have a top-heavy division like the NFC North was this year. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace as well. We're with you, KBN Nation, at 800-990-3776. So then I thought it was like, you know what? I was just like, again, Brad, you were watching your children.
Yes.
I was watching my daughter as my fiance was at a bachelorette party. I just had a lot of time to spew in my brain, and that's neither a good nor bad thing.
Spew?
Stew.
I had a lot of time to stew some things up in the brain. And I was thinking to myself, outside of the Packers, since 1998, Torey Lowe, who just joined us, he always comes in here, we got the big, bad, black and blue division, right? The NFC North. Since 1998, the Packers and the Bears in 2007 are the only teams of the NFC North to make the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Vikings know. Obviously, the Lions know. And I'm just like thinking to myself, how is that even possible? Because I look at like the divisions we look at, the NFC South stinks. The Panthers, Brad Nortman, our very own, was part of that team. Mm-hmm. The Falcons, the Saints, and the Buccaneers all made it. Then you go out west, Seattle, the Rams, San Francisco. All these other divisions.
The Cardinals, too. The Cardinals have made a Super Bowl.
The Cardinals.
The Steelers.
I don't know what this all means, but I was just thinking about it. Does it mean anything to anybody?
Well, hold on. I mean, you still got one more division.
NFC East?
NFC East, the Giants.
The Eagles and the Giants have both made it multiple times.
Yes.
And the Commanders are one game
potentially right there.
And the Cowboys, like the team that is most glorified.
Oh, that's
America's
funny.
Teams, they haven't even made it there.
Yeah, Chicago and Dallas fall into the same category.
They do.
But Chicago went in 2007.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow,
the Cowboys suck.
Yeah, sure do. So of all of that since 1998, this I think just gets to like the Kyle of his acceptance right now of adjusting the sustainability and the way the Packers do the Packer way. I think that's ultimately what it boils down to, because we can keep saying it's the old Milwaukee Brewers, right? Bites at the apple. Packers, bites at the apple. Almost every Wisconsin team we've talked about bites at the apple outside the Bucks, who were very aggressive to try and get Drew Holiday and Dame Lillard, right? They've done things, and it's hamstrung them if it doesn't go well in the future. But there is a championship as Homer would say, in 2021 for the Milwaukee Bucks.
You're right. That should be a little bit of how the groundwork or framework can be laid for the Green Bay Packers. I don't want it to be exactly like the Milwaukee Bucks, but you got to do something. And when you have that realization that this black and blue division ain't too black and ain't too blue, it ain't too good. It's not. And we all know that the Green Bay Packers, they are a very good football team. They've won a lot of games, but we have benefited from not too many up years from the NFC North. Rarely do you have a year in the NFC North where multiple teams win more than 11 games, right? Like, that's just something that's pretty rare. And so overall, the Green Bay Packers have been able to dominate a bad division that hasn't been championship caliber in a very, very long time. So it's disappointing, but it is what it is, man. The black and blue division is not what everybody makes it out to be. It's more historical than.
And really, it was the 97 season, but the 98 Super Bowl played in January of that year.
Well, and what's more concerning is it's not like it's the AFC, where basically if you were just to say Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger, Mahomes, they were in like every Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
so it's like
Flacco is like your one exception. Right?
Yeah, I guess Flacco, right? But so outside of those five guys, that you'd say like, well, the Dolphins and the Bills and the Jaguars and the Titans, that's not the case for the NFC. The NFC has been wide open almost every year. So it's even more reason why there's been less ongoing domination, and it makes it even more head scratching why the NFC North hasn't been capable, hasn't had its like fair share of representatives in the Super Bowl. It makes me wonder, is it diluted? And like I think it
diluted with bad teams.
Yeah, like the Packers winning the division all those years, and then flaming out in the playoffs. Maybe there isn't a bad division, generally speaking. Now, I do think the division was good this year, regardless of the postseason. But I'm not sure you can point to it being a perennial tough gauntlet that the Packers have to figure out.
And that's why I go more granular, right? Like it's just to me, it's more about the Packers and how they've been doing things, right? Like think about how much pride there is for this organization, all the people that buy stock, all the people that bleed green and gold, all the people that wake up on Sunday and they have their routines, go to the grocery store, put on their pajamas. Torey Lowe's got a freaking candle that he lights during these freaking games, who just joined us in Torey Lowe Tuesday. People have traditions, people do things, and the Packers are the same way, just the way they run the organization, right? And I don't know if you have Goody, Strofe, but like even hearing Goody, I hate this clip. He puts it all on the damn players. You're the man who's putting these players in position to do something for this team.
You always have some disappointments in the year. I think for me, the thing that's been on my mind, I think as we've concluded this season, is we need to continue to ramp up our sense of urgency. These opportunities don't come. The life of a player in the National Football League is not very long. We got a bunch of good guys in that locker room. We got a bunch of talented guys in that locker room, and I think it's time that we start competing for championships, right? And I think they're ready. I think they're, like I said, I think they are wired right. I think that group is the kind of guys that can do that. But at the end of the day, you got to go do it. And we fell short in some areas this year that, like they always are every year, a little frustrating. But at the same time, I didn't think they blinked, and so I'm excited about the group, but the sense of urgency, not getting complacent. Some of these guys have now proven themselves to be NFL football players and have attained that, but what's out there for us as a team that we're willing to commit to and sacrifice for, and so that's kind of if I'm looking at one thing, that'd be it.
He sounds like a disappointed parent. He sounds like you don't know how good you have it. If only you'd appreciate all the good things I've given you. If only you appreciated these opportunities. He sounds like a disappointed parent. You're right, Ben. It sounds like he's putting it on
all the players.
Not because the incriminating line.
And that was Goody post the loss of this year's end of season presser. And it is not like I need to look at the way that I put this team together to make sure that we continue to be successful. I think we have the right guys. I think they're ready to click. They didn't flinch. They didn't blink. Like the life of a player. They're ready. Like it's all about them. Not what did I do to make sure this team can compete for championships, because all of us, Kyle included, are talking about how this team couldn't win a Super Bowl this year. But this doesn't sound like a man who's ready to make monster moves to bolster the roster.
Yeah, see, I'm concerned. I'll read it a little bit differently. I think he's just exuding confidence in himself, right? And when I say exuding confidence in himself, is he's basically saying, I drafted you because I, Goody, know you are talented. Now you need to live up to that talent. And then I also hear a little bit of defense in there as well when he says that, that team didn't blink. The hell they did. Listen, Jordan Love, he blinked 3 times. Interception. He definitely blinked. The defense, they blinked at the end when Carrington Valentine kept getting stiff-armed. And so what I'm saying is that I think there's a little delusion, right? And hopefully I'm wrong, but I think Goody has a little delusion about himself. He's too self-confident in himself, believing that he put the right pieces out there and that it's not, these guys, once they really hit their stride, they're going to be okay. I don't believe that. I can't look at this roster and say we have all the pieces that we need. This team just isn't, having tenacity or having a desire or wanting it more away from winning the Super Bowl. They're not good enough. They're not. And what I learned is that the Packers would have played the Commanders in the playoffs. If the Packers are playing the Commanders, round 1, we would have lost. There's not one team in the NFC the Packers would have beaten round 1.
All right. I want to do this exercise because somebody asked a little bit earlier in the show. As we were talking a little bit about the Washington Commanders and what they've done in the playoffs, I'm going to find this, and he says, essentially, where do you think the Packers ranked of the 14 teams in the playoffs?
I don't think they're better than any of the NFC teams. So they're already starting at 7. I'm trying to think of what team.
The Texans?
Are they better than?
I think they're better than the Texans.
Chargers, Broncos.
I think the Broncos would have been a really good game.
Yeah, the Broncos have a good defense. They can explode for points. I mean, that's an evenly matched game. And then you talk about the Texans. And, I mean, if you're playing the Texans at home, you probably win. All these come back to, are you playing at home or not? But that's the problem. If you're comparing yourself to, we need a home game in order to beat the Texans, in order to beat the dang Broncos. And who was the last team in the AFC?
Chargers.
The Chargers. If that's what you need, then you're not an elite football team. You're just a good football team. You're a playoff football team, but you are not a contending football team.
I think no matter what, they're in the double digits. They're not
feeder.
1 through 9. They're not.
Yeah, you're at the bottom. Who wants to be at the bottom? Who wants to be at the bottom of that list?
Strofe already got him.
Well, I mean, as we look at it now, it's a little bit different than we would have before, right? Because prior to the wild card round, we definitely would have had them in front of Washington.
But we have more information now.
I understand that. And obviously, we know which teams bounce now, right? So you probably don't have Detroit as number 2 anymore.
Yeah, but they're still ahead of the Packers.
I agree.
Beat them twice.
I would put them ahead of the Texans, the Broncos, the Chargers.
Because you're a homer like me.
But they're right. Like, to be honest, it's a coin flip.
It is.
Those are coin flips. Other than the Texans, the Texans are the only team that I thought was fraudulent. They have no offensive line.
I'm struggling with the Rams.
I don't know why.
They beat a team we didn't twice. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know that I can put them ahead of the Rams.
Yeah,
and when the Packers beat them, they didn't have Puka Nacua
or Cooper Kupp.
Was kind of a corpse.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. The way the Green Bay Packers finished the season, they were at the dang near bottom. And I told y'all earlier, when I went back and I thought about it, the way the Packers played at the end of the season, they were probably the worst team going into the playoffs. They had
Ron
no
the Key
momentum.
chimes in again. Kyle just thought they were a Super Bowl team 4 weeks ago, and he will in 6 months too.
No, I mean, yeah, it's gonna come back when Goody hopefully surprises me, and I wake up.
I mean, yeah,
I come to work. Yeah,
Kyle.
Don't expect much from Goody.
Don't apologize. I will too. I'll be right there with you.
No, but right now, honestly,
and I was right there with you.
It goes 14 the Steelers, 13 the Packers.
The Steelers.
And both those teams are at the bottom. Both those teams are at the bottom.
Basically, Steelers, Texans, Packers.
Hey, think about those
Chargers.
teams.
They're probably 10th. They're only one digit.
No, we're not.
Single digits.
No, they're in the muck of
They're
all
in that tier. And think about those teams. We don't take those teams very seriously.
Nope.
At all.
And we're putting them in that muck.
No, when we looked at our playoff bracket, right?
But hold on. The thing we are also forgetting when we bring up all of these teams is one of them specifically is on an upward trajectory, and that is the Green Bay Packers.
So we
Denver
think
Broncos are on an upward
they took
trajectory.
the Packers
Are they on an upward trajectory?
They took a step back from the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but
they lost to 5 teams with better records.
Yeah, but they were ahead of schedule last year.
And so if they were ahead of schedule, we're just saying they automatically took a jump?
I mean, they won 2 more games than they did a year ago.
It feels like a plateau to me.
Feels pretty equal.
Jordan Love didn't take a major step forward.
No.
Matt LaFleur reveals some blemishes.
Yep.
The defense had some areas fixed, but glaring holes.
Yeah, look, I think the LaFleur criticism is completely fair, but I think that's fixable. I think the Love criticism is fair, but he was injured all year.
You know,
So that's
I got an
fixable.
idea.
I like
Why don't you save your takes for your segment?
Oh, yeah.
Becoming relevant with Alex Drofe. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Moving along pretty well out there, even though it is extremely cold out there. But we're not really seeing too many delays, just maybe a quick tap of the brakes westbound 94 leaving the stadium interchange, and a little bit of building volume. But overall, we're moving along quite well. And checking the TMJ4 storm team forecast tonight. Increasing clouds, slow warming, breezy with a low of 0, warming up to 6 above. A wind chill of 10 below to 20 below. And then tomorrow, scattered snow showers up to an inch possible. Breezy, warmer with a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, most new clients start with just 1/3 the free testosterone they need, and that puts you at an unfair disadvantage. No matter how hard you push yourself, it's an uphill battle. Free testosterone drives everything, your energy, strength, and metabolism, and without it, nothing works. At Mentality, our doctors restore that balance so your body works the way it should. Energy comes back, fat burns off, and you feel like yourself again. Make this year different. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for a special New Year offer. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no payment financing until 2026. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Yes, I cry. Yes, I cry.
One of my favorite things to do is to head on over and hang out with my guy, Alex Strope, and have a great time at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And next time we go, we're going to be smart and not just hit the tables. We're going to go over to the sports book. Yes, Kyle Wallace.
Duh. We've been to Pato, but I only explored the sports book in the first floor. But I didn't know they had that whole upstairs bar.
Light up your senses, bro.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It was
Think about how far Pato has come in 10 years.
Oh, my gosh. I walked around there. They had a DJ. I said, oh, I've been missing out. I just been eating the food. I've been going to different, but I've never gone up there. It was amazing.
Where Strofe and I hang out at the second floor when we're not in the sports book.
It was amazing.
It is amazing. And if you're in a rush, you have 20-minute reserved parking. So you can go in and place a bet. You can use your rewards card on those kiosks to bet and earn reward points along the way. They have a great restaurant, dubbed The Kitchen, seating for over 200, and the 2,000 square foot video wall. They got it all. Head on over to Potawatomi Casino Hotel, and especially that brand new sports book. All right, Strophe, it's time for El Strophe.
You're irrelevant. It's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Let's inject some life into this program, shall we?
Please do.
So I just saw a text on the Carvel's Talk text line, 800-990-3776.
Is this Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob chimed in. Said some serious negativity on the show today, boys. And I agree with Jacob.
And you're Mr. Positive.
You know me, I'm Mr. Optimist. So I got a tweet over the weekend from our buddy Brandon in Tulsa. And he essentially said, watching these playoff teams makes me feel like the Packers are 2 or 3 years away. And I just didn't feel that way at all because, as you know, optimist, right? I have just a ton of optimism for this offseason. I only think the Packers are a few pieces away. And listening to Goody, understanding the cap situation, he's going to be active in free agency, whether that be at corner or D-line. He'll be active at those positions in the draft, maybe a number 1 pass catcher. But the other problems with the Packers can be solved internally. The lack of defensive line / pass rush. They fired their pass rush game coordinator.
They are interviewing right now for defensive line coaches.
And there was a guy that Jeff Hapley worked with under Robert Saleh in San Francisco that's available. He's going to bring him in. It was the pass rush coordinator for the Jets, who've had a good pass rush the last several years. Matt LaFleur, we talked about it a little bit last segment. Yeah, the guy showed some blemishes. No doubt about it this year.
Gut check time.
But what we know about Matt LaFleur is he's a good head coach. And especially early in his tenure, he didn't show blemishes like that. Those are fixable things. Jordan Love did not live up to expectations this year, but dealt with injuries. Groin, knee. I think there was a hand injury or something at some point. Elbow, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I just feel like we overcomplicate things sometimes. Brad, you doubted this is a team on an upward trajectory. But they are. They're the youngest team in the league. I understand you can't always assume progression in the NFL.
We did that last year.
We did that last year and we were wrong. But when it comes to maybe the number 1 pass catcher, maybe Jaden Reed finally takes that jump we expected this year.
I don't like maybes.
Unfortunately, in sports, there's no certainties. But with this Green Bay Packers team, what we do know for certain is they are trending in the right direction. They won more football games this year than they did a year ago. They have still a young quarterback who is growing and learning, and they have a good head coach. So I have blind faith that as long as they can make some moves this offseason, whether that be through free agency, whether that be through the draft, obviously both are applicable. This is a team that can be in the same position that Philadelphia and Washington are this weekend.
Anyone buying what he's selling?
Well, the Packers are a good team for sure, and they have a lot of pieces. And I think if Love and LaFleur take that step forward, they've got guys. I like a lot about the Packers for sure. We're just trying to figure out how do you get from being the 7th seed to like playing this upcoming weekend. It becomes harder and harder and harder, right? It's like kind of fairly easy, not easy, but it's easier to make the playoffs than it is to make the playoffs and get to the championship round. Each round gets harder and harder to get to. So we are looking at the Packers with a very fine microscope, right? Like we are dissecting them to the nth degree because that's what you need to do to be a Super Bowl team. So what comes off like negativity, I would look at it as, hey, we're trying to hold this team to a standard that's Super Bowl caliber. If we want to hold them to a standard that's just making the playoffs, then we're good to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's better than most franchises.
Yeah, I'm with you, Stroh. I don't think this team is too far off because nobody was sitting here last year thinking the Washington Commanders were going to be in the NFC Championship game. Nobody was sitting here last year thinking that the Denver Broncos were going to make the playoffs, right? So you can make changes in the offseason to make your team better. The thing the Packers have working for them is they have made the playoffs in back-to-back years. We aren't that far off. There's areas we must improve, so I don't want us to be doom and gloom thinking that the Packers have no chance to win a Super Bowl. This offseason will be crucial to see the progress that they could potentially make on the field because they need to bring in players that can be instant impact, just like they did this past offseason.
Yeah, but asking them to bring in people to make an instant impact in 2 years in a row is something we typically don't see from the Packers. So that's why I sit back and I just caution the whole,
he paid
we're going to go
Jordan
get
Love
guys.
a lot of money to capitalize on this window. If he if he fails to put the pieces around Jordan Love to capitalize, that failure is on him.
When is Jordan Love's contract? Do you guys buy like my whole Jordan Love has like 3 windows, like 3 iterations of their team?
I buy it.
I think he's got 2 for sure.
When do you think this iteration peaks or should peak? Do you think it's next year? Do you think it's in 2 years?
Look, supposed to be next year.
I don't care when. He needs to have the team around him and the coach around. Like they need to have more in balance as a team to be one of these teams that we're watching on Sunday.
Yeah, no. Actually, they should be next year. When
They
you talk,
should be next
when
year.
You talk about a Romeo Dobbs in his 4th year. You talk about a Christian Watson in his 4th year. Both of those guys.
He's probably not even going to play next year.
He'll play.
He'll
but
play
not
at some
till
point.
the season.
Second
He'll play
half
at
of the
some
year.
point. Yeah, now you could give him 8 to 10 months. But the thing is, the Green Bay Packers have Jaden Reed going to year 3, Tucker Kraft year 3. You get Josh Jacobs. All these guys are still
back
here.
again.
They're coming
Cooper.
back. Yeah, exactly. And so at the end of the day, these guys, this team should take a step in the right direction. This year sucks.
Yeah.
The way the season ended is awful. But you bring back a roster that won 11 games. You bring back a roster that competed it against most teams this season. And you bring back a roster that has experience now. They are now veterans. They're not the elementary school kids they were before. These boys is veterans. They're grown-ups, and they need to play like it next year.
The only serious red flag I took away from watching this weekend was the Packers just do not have the pass rush those other teams do. And again, maybe that's something you solve internally. Maybe
Right,
Rashawn
defense.
Gary
To your point, right? Defense was good against the Eagles, but
It was
as
good for
they
most
would
of the
go
year. The
further
pass rush
down
wasn't.
in the playoffs, they would need that pass rush to be better.
Yeah, and I still believe in Kenny Clark. I still believe in Rashawn Gary, but bad year.
Why?
Because they're good football players.
Are they good enough to be game changers when you need them?
Can they be great?
I don't know the answer to that.
No, we know the answer to it. Because you know what?
You don't know the answer.
Well, what do you mean I don't
Kenny's
know?
been here for 18
Thank
years.
you. Kenny is
And
almost
he's still only
30.
like 28.
No,
I know.
And Rashawn Gary has been in enough big games where we needed big moments, right? I remember watching a gentleman named Clay Matthews, and when we needed a big play, Clay Matthews made a big play.
Why'd you say his name?
Clay Matthews.
Okay, just making sure.
But then on top of that, B.J. Raji, even him, he made a big play for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
You know when guys are playmakers and difference makers. When they need to make a play, they find it in themselves to make that play. Rashawn Gary is yet to do that. He's still an excellent NFL player, but he is not a difference maker like that where he can make that play in the moment that you need it. Period.
How did this go? Feeling better?
No, I mean,
Did we
feel
inject
how I
life
feel.
into this program?
I think you injected a more optimistic conversation than we've had today.
Yeah.
Although you're not very optimistic.
No, I like the way that Brad explained it. Is if you want to look at this team as a championship team, they're going to be under a microscope. It's
yeah,
going to be more negative
just real
based
quick
off the
follow-up.
results.
They're going to make the playoffs next year, and they'll probably win a game. But like, are we looking at this team as a perennial playoff team or a Super Bowl contender?
So I just want to do this rapid fire. We're going to have this conversation 100 times over the course of the next couple
All
months.
right, let's have it. Let's have it 1 out of 100 now.
Rapid fire before we get to Professor Big Daddy J.A. John Anderson.
Is it weird calling another man Big Daddy?
That's what he
said he wanted to be called.
That's
I
what he
don't
asked
give
us
a
to
damn
call.
what he
about
want
you,
to be called. No, it is about me. I ain't gonna pay no Big Daddy out my mouth with his name. I'm the only Big Daddy around here.
Okay.
Number one need the Packers need to address this offseason is
Pass rush.
Edge rush.
Yeah, pass rush.
Okay.
Or I don't care if it's a dominant D tackle. So just dominance on the front.
Yeah,
four.
because you feel
need
like Chris
pass
Jones gets some
Defensive line.
Defensive line.
line.
No,
Okay.
you need a pass rush because a dominant defensive lineman might be able to help you stop the run, may make some plays from inside, but you need a dude that literally. The T.J. Watt makes a difference. Myles Garrett makes a difference. Max Crosby makes a difference, and guess what? They're all on the edge. They all get around and make quarterbacks step up in the pocket. Right? They make things happen.
Can you solve that through a first round pick?
No.
Not with
You
Goody.
can, but yeah, but that's what's so
Not
frustrating.
that's going to make an impact next year the same way that we all want.
That's the question.
Well, Verst is doing it with the Rams.
Listen, their general manager knows how to draft better than our general manager.
See, that's what's so frustrating. 3 first-round draft picks and multiple second contracts and a third contract.
All right,
Most
that's the end of
resources.
us having this conversation for the first time. We'll have it 99 more times.
At least.
At least.
My answer changed. I guess if he signs one, then I'll go to corner or receiver.
Well, that's the next.
Yeah.
That is the
Power
next
rankings.
iteration of the conversation. What I can tell you is I enjoyed taking some time and enjoying life and getting out of my rigid routine by having a good buddy of mine over on Friday night. And guess what was in the fridge? A nice Michelob Ultra. You know, living the glory days with my old pal Greg Scalzo. We had some Michelob Ultras. We bet on some sports. We had a great time because life is only worth it if you enjoy it. And we enjoyed having some nice Michelob Ultras. And you can join us on Thursday, the 30th, as we're going to broadcast from Maddie's Bar and Grill in New Berlin from 2 to 5. So leave work early, grab a Michelob Ultra at Maddie's on the 30th. Make sure you enjoy responsibly and, take it easy. Enjoy that 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and come hang out with us at Maddie's Bar and Grill on Thursday. Michelob Ultra. Whew. It was crisp, it was clean, it was good. John Anderson, Professor J.A. Big Daddy Guy, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let's go. Ben, come on.
It's getting tough. It's getting slow.
Ben, don't be pathetic. Your father's with your baby. They're listening. You gotta be better.
But I'm giving it my all. I don't know what you're at either.
Stop humping the ground.
Yeah.
Get up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list.
But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again.
What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree.
What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
A slow first half for Marquette led to them trailing by as many as 19 points in the second half before eventually mounting a comeback to bring them to within striking distance.
Cam Jones open three. Good! Marquette within 4!
Senior David Joplin led the comeback charge for the Golden Eagles, finishing with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Takes the three, now attacks again. Euro step, lays it up and in. Nicely done. Big hop and step in the lane. Easy basket for Joplin.
Despite the effort, the Golden Eagles came up short, falling 59-57 for their first Big East and home loss of the year. Marquette looks to get back on track in Big East play as they go on the road Tuesday to face Seton Hall.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Joining us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Professor Big Daddy J.A. John Anderson.
Oh, not one person called me that today. I was shocked.
Did anybody walk out of the classroom?
Not yet. Well, they did at the end, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
How many students are in your class?
I have 20.
Did you
20.
Did you take it the full time day one? Did you take it the full 50 minutes? I'm assuming that it is, or did you cut it a little short today because it was a syllabus day?
Tuesday, Thursday, 75-minute classes. And I told them, explained to them, I'm glad they showed up on time. I also told them that it's nice if you want to come 20 minutes early or 1 minute early. In my business, when the red light comes on, you are on time. So the person that showed up at 9:29 was just as on time as the 9:10 person. No, I got him out at 10:44. Bang, done. Wow. After we answered some questions, so we had a little wiggle room in there. But
any class clowns that you detect early?
Other than me, no, not yet.
Best question they asked you?
But I think the class is decidedly, class clowns generally skew male. I don't think that's being too out there. Yes. And in this class, 17 women and 3 guys.
What is this class called?
It is J1300W. The W is for writing intensive. Fundamentals of journalistic and strategic communications writing. Fundamental writing.
Yeah.
That would have been one I went to the academic advisor. So you got to get me out of here.
Is an intro to golf available yet? What is that?
John, I took a 1-credit relaxation class. What are you talking about? Yeah, get me out of there.
Yeah, I took a 1-credit golf class here because you had to have a PE class, and I went to the final where you had to play 3 holes, and my roommates had replaced my woods with left-handed clubs.
That's good.
What'd you shoot?
That's good.
What'd you shoot on the 3 holes?
I literally, I was probably 2 over par. I don't remember exactly. All I know is
Did you flip them and go righty with them?
No, I pulled out my 3-iron, and the guy goes, "You're going 3-iron off the tee." I go, "I just want to make sure I, get it in the fairway here." And so I just didn't hit any of them. There was a 3, a 5, and a 4, and I'm like, I just want to make sure. And it's a 3-shot hole anyway, so I just, might as well get it in the fairway and covered for it. But
So John, I don't want to say that we've been negative. I like the way that Brad has said it. We are looking at this team with a microscope of trying to figure out what the best way moving forward for them to be a Super Bowl contender will be. Do you believe that Goody needs to go outside a little bit of the established order in order to get this team to that next level, or are you trusting the process? Did we lose John, Mr. Alex Drofe? Oh, there he is. We got you back. Let's reset here. Go ahead, John.
I need the back end of Goody. Actually, I cut you off when you're like, I don't want to be negative. Like, really? Because it sounds exactly like what you guys have been busting my chops for the last 3 months. But that's cool that you want to alibi it and ask it your way.
John Anderson was negative. Now we're negative. John, why should we not be negative?
Listen, because every year's a new year, man, and the old one's out. We flush that and we move on. How long did you sit and stew over basketball losses? Not that you had a ton of them. We flush and move on. Let's get better and go.
Yeah, the difference being is when there's a game like the next 3 days, you have something to look forward to. This is 8 months of purgatory.
We just get to sit and wallow in it for the entire rest of winter, spring, and summer. I love it.
Like 2019, Goot signs a bunch of guys. 2023, Goot signs Avery McKinney and Josh Jacobs. Why should I think he's going to sign impactful players with all the cap space?
Because I think maybe he will. I think maybe he just, I think like anything, what do we need? That's what you look at. What's on my wish list? Okay, what can I get and how can I get it? Can I get it through the draft? I heard you guys a little bit, the edge rusher. I'm with you. I don't know that the edge rusher that you want, that difference maker, is going to be available at 20 or 21, wherever they pick. I don't think that guy's there. Apparently you can get franchise quarterbacks at that spot, but you can't get edge rushers at that spot.
The first round track record for Goody, as you know, I mean, it's not, hey, we're going to get this guy and they're going to be a stud in 5 years. We're talking about extending a 5th-year option to Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt, and we're like, all right, hopefully they're good.
Yeah. So I think, but do you go, okay, where do I go find that guy? Is he available? and do the best if he's there, I'd spend money on him like you did with Josh Jacobs or with Xavier McKinney. If he's not, you can't just spend to be spending and, make it look like, oh, look, we're really serious. Because what if you buy a questionable talent? But I have reason for optimism. The biggest thing I need is, other than edge rusher, I just need the quarterback to make the jump I thought he was going to make this year. Now I need him to make it next year.
I'm really looking forward to these 8 months. 8 months of positivity from John Anderson versus 4 months of doom and gloom during the season.
Listen, they brought on the doom